It sort of popped off a little bit last week.
I didn't even see it.
Yeah, so
Okay.
It's like
it's
it's
fucking
like
heavy,
30
dude.
seconds.
Yeah.
It's about a minute.
I would highly recommend
maybe.
you watch it or whatever
Yeah.
real quick because it's really, really heavy and it's pretty. I mean, it's dark.
Yeah, Kevin
Yeah,
Smith.
yeah.
It's like it's supposed to be like a dark satire on
Like-
mass school shootings.
It's yeah.
I mean, tell what it is.
You might you probably will cry. So it kind of starts off like a normal school ad, like
it's like a
hey,
Kmart ad, like
yeah, like-
hey, oh, I got this backpack for school or whatever, and I was like,
yeah,
okay,
all right, cool. Like, oh, I got these this new shirt so I can look good at going to school. But then it's like, but then it's like, oh, I got these shoes so I could run faster. But then like shit start happening in the background, like you see
People
the
are
kid,
running.
like he's running, but then you
Yeah.
hear like gunfire in the
gunfire
background.
going on, and
Yeah.
it
Out of
talks
school.
about like the stuff that they're like, yeah, and you realize, all right,
And
the
then-
backpack was like probably a bulletproof backpack.
Yeah, then like one kid's like, oh, these scissors, I can use them at school.
yeah,
And then like you see a person like hiding around the corner, like trying to like they're about to stab somebody who's about to come around the corner or something like that. Or like
Yeah.
one was like, oh, I got this new sweater. It's gonna come in real good handy, and the person's like making like a tourniquet with
yeah.
it to like
Yeah.
stop somebody from bleeding who's been shot.
And then there's a girl on her phone. She's like crying, like
That-
bawling
that
her
part
eyes
was fucking
out.
sad,
And
dude.
she's all, I just got this phone for school. Then she's like my
texting her
mom just
mom
got
on-
it to me, and her mom's on the phone. And she's like, Mom, I love you. I don't think I'm gonna make it.
Yeah.
And you hear outside like gunshots
Well,
and
then
like
you-
someone getting closer.
Well, no, so yeah, she's like hiding in the bathroom stall, and you hear somebody come in.
Yeah, that
And
too.
that's when she starts,
you
like,
hear
shaking and crying
You hear
and shit like that.
gunshots first, and then you hear someone come
Yeah.
in.
But there was like also another one with a kid had. He's like, oh, I got this cool skateboard. I'm definitely gonna use it at school, and you see the kid breaking out the window.
Yeah,
Get out
he
the
used
room,
it.
trying
He
to
used the
escape.
skateboard to escape. Yeah, I was like, whoa, what
Yeah.
the fuck?
So what are your? I mean, parent.
Yeah, I got two
What are your
elementary school
thoughts?
age
Yeah.
kids. I thought it was an effective commercial for humanizing those tragedies. I mean, you know, you're putting kids in basically in a dramatic scenario of what a shooting is like. And unlike the news headlines where you don't see the actual footage of the shooting itself, that puts you in there. And so I thought it was effective for making sure that you obviously see children, you got the message that, you know, kids are being killed. And I thought it was effective for gaining that sympathy.
Now do they have?
For me.
Do they do active shooter schools at your
Yes.
kid? Okay,
Yes, they
and
do.
what have? I mean, if you don't mind getting like personal or whatever,
Sure.
what do they tell your son about that, and like what kind of conversation have you had with?
I think it's similar to fire drill and earthquake in terms of here's what we do to lock down the school.
Does he understand like the gravity of it, or is it just like kind of like?
I mean,
Like when I was doing fire drills, I was just like, going outside, whatever.
I was that
I
kid
mean,
running out. I'm
like
on
real
fire,
talk, I
I'm
was
on
just
fire.
like, whatever,
He-
go outside, we'll come back in. Whatever.
he knows that it is serious enough to where you need to pay attention even for the drills. Otherwise, there's dire consequences in terms of, you know, not dire consequences, but like you could be in trouble for not paying attention during the drill itself.
Okay.
And this is what the drill's purpose is. My youngest is in kindergarten and just starting.
Right,
No
yeah.
real concept of any of it quite yet. But I have a fourth grader, and yes, he's used to it.
Okay.
It's been happening every year, and there, you know, he'll come home and tell me sometimes, hey, we had a lockdown. This is what happened. I was safe. I followed the rules, and
And then
it worked out.
before that, did like the teachers like explain, or did the school like tell the parents or anything like that, or it was just like randomly like, all right, kids, this is what we're doing, or like,
No, not before the drills. The
well, not before, but like did when it first initiated or whatever, because I'm sure this didn't happen like in first grade or whatever. For your,
at least at my kid's elementary school, it seemed like something that was already
And
the
then-
policy before he started kindergarten.
okay. And was there any pushback that you know of at your?
None.
Okay.
None.
Interesting.
And there was no wiggle room either. The school said, this is what we're doing.
Okay. And it's a public school.
Mhm.
Okay. For those that are just listening, don't know, whatever.
No, I just watched it. I don't know. I got mixed feelings about it. So it seemed like in the beginning was almost
It's like an ad.
yeah, it was like an ad, but it's almost like kind of like a joke at 1st. And it was just like I don't know. I guess I'll probably have to watch it again and just like really like sit down and like pay attention. I was watching my phone like real quick,
Mhm.
Yeah.
so it didn't seem. To
Wait,
me,
can we play it for or?
No, they'll probably demonetize the show
Okay.
anyway. But
Okay.
I don't know. So I have a daughter who's 16. She, she's in high school. She's been through all kinds of shit. But where she lives and like the way that she's brought up, it's way different from like the way that your kids were brought up. I mean, she's been shooting guns since she was like fucking 7 or 8. So I mean, she knows what firearms are. She knows like the sound when a gunshot goes off. She knows what guns do. So that was me burping. I'm not crying or no shit like that.
Oh man.
Yeah. So for her, it's like she understands like when there's like drills and stuff like that, like what they're for. But I think that they should probably take a different approach on commercials like that and make it not seem like it's a bait and switch. In the beginning of the commercial, you're watching it and it's just like, oh, it's another back to school thing, and then all of a sudden it's just like it gets super fucking weird. I just wish they would just like get to the point like way sooner and just like, listen, school shootings are a real thing and just take it seriously, because that's the way it should be, is taken seriously. In the beginning of the commercial, it's just like it's not like what anybody expects, and all of a sudden it just takes some fucking dark turn to the right or the left, whatever direction you want. And to me, it's just like it's really fucking weird. I just wish that they would just take it more seriously, like the same way that we should take in more seriously like the protection of our kids. Like, yeah, I mean, we are having school shootings, but nobody's taking steps to really secure classrooms. It's like, yeah, we're having these drills like tell kids how to hide, but who the fuck's protecting our kids? Like, that's still a major problem. You know what I mean? Like we brought it up a bunch of times in this podcast, but when I was at school, at least in high school, like we had an officer always on school, at least one, that could be there for shit like that.
Well, but I think the distinction though is, did you have that always for every elementary school?
No, that's what I was saying. At least in my high school, we did.
Yeah,
but it should be, honestly, every school should have some sort of person there that should be like the head guy. We shouldn't be relying on people that are not trained on anything except for how to teach children, how to like tell kids where to fucking hide, all this shit. Like, none of them are qualified on how to protect kids. They just know how to shut a fucking door and lock a door, and then tell them to hide in somewhere. I don't think that's not very effective. That's just from one angle. The other angle is obviously stopping these shootings from happening, but that's a whole different conversation.
I don't know. You want the teachers to?
I don't want the teachers to
I
do
was
it.
gonna say, yeah,
we need somebody.
Like
we
initially,
need,
teachers don't sign up for that shit.
no, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But we're already putting them in those fucking roles. Like, we're having them tell kids how to hide, but what are they? They're hiding and waiting for fucking what? You're waiting for like
Death to
a
come.
police officer to come from like somewhere far away. We all know the statistics. Like, they're not gonna get there anytime soon. So we should be having people that are actually there to protect them that are not a teacher. That's one aspect, and then obviously the other aspect is like actually putting into effect like some way to actually reduce these kinds of mass shootings.
Like, maybe even having
yeah.
police officers on campus would help reduce, because there's
That's
because
that
just think
would
about
help
like
reduce.
if somebody is going to come to school with a gun, they're going to know that there's somebody else there that's have a gun that knows how to use it. So-
Columbine had officers on campus when that happened. That was the first one that popped off. Parkland, was it Parkland? The one
Yeah.
where the
one that
the
homeboy-
officer where the officer froze and literally wouldn't go through the door or whatever, and he got thrown in a deep fryer and everything like that. I mean, then we go into a whole different thing in terms of like how that agency's department is training those officers, the money allocated to school resource officers, because I mean, each city municipality is completely different in terms of like how many officers they can actually put in the actual school. Because most of the time, I'll just throw out random just sort of averages or whatever. You got one officer per school, per high school. Whether it's Newark Memorial High School, Fremont, whatever, you got one officer or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the other officers that are working, doing whatever during the town, they're busy doing other city shit.
Police shit.
Yeah. So essentially, if something pops off at the high school or whatever, everyone's going to be late or whatever getting to what's happening at the school. So you have an officer with a 9mm, 40 or 45 handgun handling a situation where you have a person with maybe potentially a semi-automatic rifle. I mean, there's not much to do in that situation except maybe try to get as many people out as you can.
No,
but
I mean, the thing is, it would be to try to stop them. That should be the goal, is to try to stop them. I mean, that's why you leave the role of like getting everybody to like where they're supposed to be, I guess, with the teachers, and then have the police officer to stop. That's what the police officers are supposed to do. They're supposed to stop somebody that does something like that.
There's been different things in training in terms of like, all right, do you go? I mean, now more recently it's been like, all right, go attack the threat or whatever. But before it was just like save as many lives as possible, get everybody out, and then deal with the threat as much as possible. So it really depends on the training. There's a lot of factors that go into.
That's totally flawed though, because you can't. can't say, don't stop the threat if you don't know. 'Cause first of all, you have to assess the threat, right? You have to know what the fuck it is.
You have to know the threat.
So if you know what the threat is, then you should be able to do something about it. You can't say, hey, I see the threat, and then just leave. Like, I think if you please, I know this. I'm coming from a military guy. All right. If I see a threat and it's fucking there, I'm gonna do my best to stop it. I'm not gonna back up and be like, hey, everybody fucking leave. On my way there, I'll be like, hey, go the other way. But it's stop the threat. That should be the number one thing that police officers should be doing.
I agree if you know the threat. Whatever. But if somebody's calling in, there's somebody shooting at the high school or whatever.
That's why we need somebody on site.
And I mean, with my situation, there's a white male shooting up the movie theater.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Then it's just like if you're pulling up to a movie theater and you're looking for a white male or whatever shooting up a movie theater, you got a bazillion white males, white females, kids, no age range. Just get the fuck out, get the fuck out, get the fuck out. I mean, sorry, I don't mean to be just overly cursing, but just...
You can't do F-bombs on this show. Fuck you.
There's so many variables.
Stop all that fucking cursing.
There's so many variables that go into every situation. I don't think there's one like automatic recipe, but I do think and I do agree that there needs to be more training. And in theory, more officers would result in a better outcome for a situation if a situation does pop off at whatever location, whether it be at a mall, movie theater, or whatever. Because I mean, less than like a year ago, we've had situations happen at a mall where we've had like armed security guards or armed like concealed carry people get popped by police or whatever. And it's just like, all right, it's a training thing, but I don't want to blame the police on it, but I mean, there's so much craziness.
The training thing comes totally down to the person. If you're a concealed carry person, and you're in a mass shooting environment, and somebody's shooting, and then you get them or whatever, and you see police come, you need to fucking put your gun down and just fucking lay the fuck out. That is your only option. Seriously.
If you want to live.
If you want to live, that's your only option. Because that's the only way you're gonna tell them that you're not at least not currently shooting. They can assess later if you were the fucking shooter or not. That's up to them. But you can't sit there.
I agree, but it's like, let's say you're at Forever 21 and the shooting happens at Foot Locker, and I just happen to be there, and I'm just concealed carrying whatever officer, and I shoot this dude, and you run over, you military guy. Next thing you know, you just see me drawn down on somebody. You hear shots. You don't know if I'm the shooter, whatever. I got my gun pointed at.
That's what I'm saying. If you shot the guy.
But he's talking about in the moment. The officer shows up on the scene.
Whatever. You gonna wait for me to identify myself?
Not well. You can,
or you just. I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it's hard to judge, and it's hard to.
I know it's hard to judge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a highly difficult situation. My whole thing with to veer it back on the commercial, I think it's a sort of eye-opening moment on how things are right now. I mean, I'm not going to be all political and be like it's one fault or whatever. It's just how things are right now. And this happens to be a reality that we didn't face really when we were going through high school. I graduated in '99. That's when Columbine happened. So I mean, I'm the youngest one in the cast. So we were all pretty much out of high school. We didn't really have this issue to worry about in terms of people bringing guns or whatever. We just had random gang fights.
We still had guns at school.
Yeah, but nobody was shooting up the school.
It wasn't
not like that.
It wasn't on that level where it was a repetitive cycle of violence that was just sort of happening and everything. So this is not to be the old man or old men or whatever. This is
we are old.
Well, yeah, but
you was, old motherfucker.
They had fucking lynchings and shit back then.
Yeah.
This happened after.
What you trying to learn, boy?
This happened after our time, and it really is eye-opening, and I don't mind a little shock and awe.
It sort of happened, but I mean,
so
one of my best friend in like junior high, like he brought a gun to school one day, and I was like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Like he was in his backpack. He's like, check this out, man. I was like, why the fuck are you bringing this shit to school? I was like, seriously.
So I know him.
Yeah, you probably did. Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm gonna say this. Back in my day, we were lynched if you could read. So
You mean Octagon?
Yeah. And there's actually another PSA.
Why you stop at that sign?
Yeah. There's also another PSA out there where they're trying to show like high school life and like everyone's coming back and at the end, like slightly quickly right before the end, there's a shooter that shows up. He kicks into the gym, starts shooting everybody.
Same
That's
group?
how, that's how
No,
Drake,
it's a different
Drake,
group.
Drake got shot.
So the difference is they
Wait, on
rewind.
Degrassi?
Yeah.
Is that a
Oh,
Degrassi
yeah.
reference? Holy fuck.
Oh shit!
No, Drake and oh wait, no, sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
show,
Anyway.
the Canadian
Aubrey-
show.
yeah.
Canadian show. That's
So-
why I was in a wheelchair.
Yeah. So in the video, they highlight the same characters in the background that they say you probably didn't notice this person, but they're getting bullied in the background, pushed around. People are knocking stuff out of his hand. They're all these are signs you need to look for because this could potentially happen because of this person, quote unquote. But this is another PSA that's running alongside the Sandy Hook one. That's also I saw on Twitter.
Yeah.
Also, there's a state in the South that was talking about arming teachers instead of
That's
having
fucking dumb.
No.
patrol,
I'm not
having
for
guns
that.
in there. They're saying every teacher should have a gun
Because if I was a
in case
teacher
this happens.
and some kid was talking shit, I'm gonna pull my gun on him.
Oh,
Where the fuck's your homework tool, Timmy?
what the fuck?
Yeah, but there
That
will
is
be
blue
some
on
accidents. Yeah, there will be some accidents and some. I think
Yeah, there's gonna
you're
be
going to
teachers
lead
shooting
to
their
more
foot
students
or.
getting killed.
Well, this is a weird time to be alive. So
Sure the
first of
fuck
all,
is.
this is the safest time for us to ever be alive, ever. Statistically.
Mm-hmm.
All right, it's the safest time to be alive, but we're still having problems, and the fact that they're highlighting these problems and like sometimes they'll like make it seem like it's way worse than it is. Like, it's still the safest time to be alive. There's still shit to fix. Let's fix it, but let's not go about like fear mongering on shit. You know what I
No.
mean? Like, just tell it how it is. Like, I don't want kids to think that like everywhere kids are getting shot up at schools. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, it happens, but it's very fucking infrequent.
It is, and at the same time, what is new? I think it's not fear mongering to say that it's new for elementary schools to have quarterly drills on not earthquakes, not fire, but active shooters.
Well, let me ask you this. All right, so we're having these drills for, active shooters in schools.
Mhm.
Like, why hasn't anybody like ever talked about like the rise in like handgun violence in other places in like certain suburban neighborhoods? You know what I mean? Like,
No, I
for some
don't
reason
know.
that gets no press at all. In Chicago alone, there could be 100 people getting shot in one fucking weekend, and all of a sudden there's a mass shooting in like wherever the fuck you want to talk about. It's way less people shot, maybe 10 people get shot, and that's at the head of the fucking news. Like, why are they like highlighted on this? And meanwhile, kids are still getting shot in these other suburban neighborhoods,
White
and
suburbia.
there's no coverage at all. Nobody's talking about it. Nobody really gives a shit.
So media attention, I think, is important because sometimes they highlight things at a disproportionate level. I'm not arguing against that at all. I'm just saying, from a generational standpoint, we all went to elementary school, and these drills were not part of elementary school. They are part of current elementary school life.
Why aren't we putting those same kind of PSAs for like places that are really at risk for gun violence?
I think that, well,
It's not happening.
I think, well, you've never seen any PSA for anti-gang or anti-gun violence?
I mean, yeah, anti-gun violence, but I mean, I'm not seeing this level of, like, I'm not seeing a commercial with, 3 million views about Chicago shootings for a commercial. I'm not seeing
gosh.
commercials like where to walk down the street or how to protect yourself, walking down the street.
I don't mean to
you know
pull
what
a
I
race
mean?
card. White America doesn't care about Chicago.
Well, still, it's still hiding a problem. You know what I mean?
I agree, but in terms of like people like out in Connecticut, Indiana, Kansas, Washington, Oregon, they don't give a fuck about Chicago
Got good food
or whatever.
there, though.
You got
And it's more than Chicago, by the
you
way.
have to shake them by their shoulders and be like, hey, this can happen. I mean, that's part of the reason why Connecticut was so freaked out. It was an elementary school. It was just like a random ass city that we had never heard of. We couldn't fucking point out on a map if we tried to or whatever. And it just shook that whole community and be like, if it happened here, that in random ass Newton, Connecticut, it could happen in Pompton Lakes, New Jersey.
It can happen anywhere. Everybody. Well,
But
people that are rational. knows it
anything can
anywhere.
happen anywhere, but
Yeah.
people don't realize that shit until it happens. Until you can actually be like, it happened here. It can happen fucking in your city.
Yeah.
Or
I mean,
whatever.
look, the Garlic Festival had the shooting.
Yeah.
Exactly. I
Yeah.
mean, Gilroy's Gilroy's
know-
a populated city than most of America.
Yeah, I know. Like
Random
recently,
cities.
I think Prodigy had posted earlier that I guess was it the military or something, or was talking about how like for the Joker movie.
Oh,
they're
here
putting
we
out,
go.
like,
We got to talk. I was gonna segue to that shit.
man.
I was gonna segue to that shit.
Oh boy.
'Cause I'm sorry,
in
not
there, man.
not to fucking pull.
No.
The
it's
thing
a good,
that
it's a good
pisses
transition.
the thing that pisses me off the absolute fucking most, these fucking idiots online let me tell your dumbasses something. The Joker movie,
Rant of the year.
the Dark Knight, that had our boy in it, Heath Ledger, in 2008, did not have a theater shooting in it. That did not occur in 2008. The Dark Knight Rises, which did not have motherfucking Joker in it, it had Bane in it, had a shooting in one theater opening weekend.
Yeah.
The people who keep getting this shit confused and saying, well, another Joker movie is dangerous because remember that one shooting in Colorado? You dumb fucking fucks.
That's-
It was the wrong fucking Batman movie. You don't even know the fucking difference between The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises.
That's lazy logic or whatever by those people that are saying that. or
But
whatever.
I keep seeing this shit over and over. It drives me fucking
But-
insane. Joker was not in the Colorado shooting. I have to say that loudly and clearly. And every dumb fuck online seems to forget that.
To piggyback on that, the shooter himself did not call himself the Joker. There's people who are attaching that to him, saying
He
that
had wild hair?
Yeah, because he
Yeah,
had wild
green
hair,
hair.
saying that he wanted to be the Joker or he called himself the Joker. All that is false.
I don't know.
All that's fake news.
I don't know his motives. No one is. I think he got sentenced maybe not that long ago. I don't know his
Maybe.
name.
Look, Jack
But I-
Nicholson in 1989 was playing the Joker in a movie. There was no shooting in that as well. Suicide Squad had fucking what was it? Leto playing
Jared
yeah,
Leto.
Jared Leto playing the Joker. There was no shooting
No,
then.
it's what they try to do. They want to like attach, whatever sort of media of the day thing, whether it's video games, movies,
say
whatever the
video
fuck.
games, yeah.
Instead of just saying that, hey, our society has a fucking problem.
Yeah,
We have a problem.
but we've had 30, 40 comic book movies since Dark Knight Rises come out in theaters with no violence in theaters. And again, what is it about this movie that is driving people crazy to say, oh, there's going to be violence, there's going to be a whole bunch of shooting, it's going to happen, it's guaranteed, we got to
Wait.
watch for the threat.
Wasn't a
Since
shooting?
when?
Wasn't a shooting? Well, I'm looking at a Lafayette shooting, and this one was what happened during a movie of Trainwreck with
Yeah.
fucking what's the name?
Oh, Amy Schumer?
Amy Schumer,
and
yeah.
LeBron James, yeah.
Is this like was there two shootings at movie theaters, or was it the
No,
same one?
two separate.
No,
two
They're
separate.
two separate.
One in Colorado, one in
The
Louisiana.
Aurora one was it. I mean, there's
Had nothing to do with Heath Ledger.
yeah.
Nothing to do with Heath Ledger or Jack Nicholson or Leto or any other
When-
actor playing the
When it
Joker.
comes down to it, people are gonna just do whatever the fuck they want to do. We don't know why the guy in Vegas decided to just shoot up
a
everybody.
country music festival.
We have no fucking idea, and we've just glossed over that whole fucking thing.
So are we going to not have any country music festivals?
I didn't. You're preaching to the
wish.
choir. You're preaching to
Yeah,
the choir.
I could definitely not do that. I'd be fucking very happy.
I like Florida
Just-
Georgia Line.
Just delete all the fucking country music.
I'll keep Little Nas X. Everybody else can go.
I still haven't heard the song.
How have you avoided the biggest song? I don't understand.
So,
It was on accident, and then it was like, I guess on purpose.
I like Luke
I
Bryan
still
too.
haven't
DeLeon, hey, Luke
Luke
Bryan's
Bryan,
alright.
come on this cast if you hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Luke
But-
Bryan's he's like a country rapper.
But we've gone too far with the absurdity of, oh, this is a movie about the Joker who's a villain and who's going to do some heinous shit in this rated R movie. Guaranteed that is going to happen.
Doesn't
But
even
that is
look like
not-
it. He's doing crazy shit.
Well, it's a rated R movie.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's
and
going to be
people,
some heinous
There's
shit.
people who have already seen the movie because of the Venice Film Festival, and there's apparently like chaos that ensues in the film and has brought up concerns.
But how do we forget
So
something from
what?
literally 6 or 7 years
I don't
So
ago?
know.
hold on.
So listen,
We watched Fight Club. Nobody's been blowing up banks and shit out in Fight Club. And that was a good.
yeah.
That was a good ass
But
idea.
are you?
it wasn't banks. It was all
Credit
credit
card, yeah.
credit card
It was our
companies.
credit card company.
No, it wasn't
Not-
credit card companies.
Not
It was
encouraging
the-
anybody.
It was the credit score company.
Yeah,
like
resetting
FICA
everyone to
or
go back
Tyler
to
Durden.
zero.
Yeah.
So, are you?
Lesson.
I know folks on the internet were talking about how this may ensue people, but they were talking about the army basically be ready. But the one
The
thing
army.
that I
Army's not
see,
ready.
yeah, but this is
Fuck outta
the
here.
there's a open letter to the army about them getting ready
From who?
from incels. what they call it.
Bring the tanks to the theater? What in the
I
fuck?
fucking know.
That's
But
not-
I will say this though.
No, sorry. Go ahead.
Okay.
I gotta hear this. Sorry.
This is
This
that's,
gonna be good.
that's not how the army works. Of course, you dumb fucks. Like we're called the National Guard, but
Yeah.
unless unless you and all your incel friends put together your own army, the National Guard ain't getting fucking mobilized. The police are gonna fucking shoot your ass up. And they'll fucking shoot you up. The SWAT team will shoot you up.
Yeah.
There's plenty of levels before it gets to
There's
Army.
levels to the game.
Yeah, it's just like it's literally just like in fucking
GTA.
GTA. And-
6-star.
Yeah, and you ain't getting a 6 stars.
No.
You're getting a 2,
Yeah.
and that's maximum. And you're fucking dead.
Yeah.
There's no way that any one person is gonna get to fucking 5 stars
No.
In, a
in
theater.
America.
In a theater, too.
Yeah, it's fucking impossible.
Dorner was the last one to get 5 stars. The LA cop that was running around.
Oh yeah.
Oh. It didn't
Yeah,
even, it
but
was,
he,
it was
but
cops.
he
And
got
remember the
shot by
That's
cops.
what I said. He was legit 5-star.
But he
all
got
cops,
shot by his
though.
own cops.
Yes.
The army did not come
Well, that
for him.
DC,
I agree.
DC Sniper was 6 stars.
But the army didn't come for him.
Yeah, army didn't come for him either.
Army didn't come for him.
That
No.
was that. So that was 4 stars because the FBI came for him.
Dorner, they set him. They torched him in his house.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah,
like, fuck
and
yeah.
that wasn't his house. It was someone
Well,
else's house.
Yeah. They're like,
Something
fuck your
like
house.
Even when what was it? Waco.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
the
4
tank-
star.
No, that was 5.
That's
it was,
5.
that 5?
That was 5
But it
stars.
wasn't the army.
It
No, it was
wasn't,
FBI.
And no, it was alcohol, tobacco, and firearms.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
both.
that's
It was ATF and FBI
That's
joint
5.5.
task force.
That's
Yeah,
5.5.
But no. 5 stars is when you get the military involved. And nobody in America so far. Sorry, you have to go way back in the day. If you're Native American, for some reason you were 5-star the whole time.
But wasn't there
in modern society, nobody's hitting 5 stars.
wasn't there a code in Chicago where they fucking tried bombing the building? I'm not sure if it was.
But
was
with-
it-
not with the
I know what
army.
you're talking about.
Wasn't
They-
it?
Yeah, I know.
No,
I
They
don't think
I know what you're
activated-
talking about though.
9/11, they activated 6-star levels.
Was
But
it?
Yeah.
I thought it was 5 stars in the.
I know what
GTA.
Blue's talking about. Blue's talking about because they set off a bomb in a suburban.
Are there 6 stars
Yeah,
or 5 stars
fucking-
in
I thought it was
GTA?
5.
There's
5
6.
was the top, right?
There's
Oh, is it
6.
5 or
I thought it was
6?
5.
It might have been one game was probably 5, and they probably upped it
Look
to
this
6.
up. Goddamn, this is gonna bother. This is my favorite game of all
So-
time. I don't even know
I
how
know
many
what
stars.
Blue's talking about how they set off a bomb in
in a suburban
in
area.
a suburban, and it was like a ghetto area. It was in an impoverished area. They set off a bomb, and the anniversary of that was this year.
thought that was-
Apparently, okay. There's a 6-star in GTA 5, but have I gotten that before?
That's
If you get
tough.
onto the military base, it's like, boom.
Okay.
if you
Yeah.
stole,
If you take that F-16,
yeah, if you take a helicopter, you instantly like 4 or
Yeah.
5 stars.
There is no 6-star one level in GTA 5.
Okay, but
Only
Okay,
5.
so it's 5 stars.
Okay.
I was correct.
But still, I mean, if you look back in the day, with the whole college, like the whole '60s and stuff, because National Guard was mobilized then, because there was that massacre on the
Kent State or
but
something.
they
Yeah,
weren't doing
Kent State.
They weren't
But
doing
National
6-star
Guard-
level shit.
but National Guard's deployed. It was on the boots
But
on
it's, what I'm
ground.
saying though, it's never for a single person.
Oh, yeah,
Ever
no.
for a single person.
And not at no movie theater when all
Yeah.
you doing is watching some rated R flick.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's funny.
because when the military gets called at all, basically whatever local government and federal government, they're just basically writing a check to say collateral damage,
Yeah.
Yep.
and that just means they're just gonna blow shit up.
yeah, they're
When
gonna
I-
level a city.
When I lived in New Jersey after 9/11, they had like at each toll booth they had an armed guard. I was like, that's some 5-star.
Well, they
shit,
did it at
or
the
whatever.
fucking airport. Like,
Oh, yeah.
there was,
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah. Even at airports or whatever, they
Yeah.
were just walking around, just doing whatever. But like
AKs and
at
shit.
each toll booth, like on the little island, they were just sitting there chilling at the Lincoln Tunnel. I was like,
Damn.
this is scary.
Oh shit! When I went to Vegas, I think either 02 or 01, like every exit, every gate had like military force, like full on, like tactical gear, automatic weapons, everything. They were
Yeah.
just standing there.
9/11, when that happened, I was on camp penalty because I was a Marine at the time, and that was like 5-star. If it was a 6-star, it would have been 6-star level. Because like they were like, yo, basically, nobody's going anywhere, and you're just gonna stand by. And there's people that were on the base, like they couldn't even go to their families.
Nope.
It's like you're just gonna stay here. We're just gonna put you in building, which is basically like another building you can like live in, and you're not leaving until like we figure this shit out.
Yep.
That was the
it-
most
it-
trippiest
yeah.
shit. So I remember even like on the freeway signs or whatever, it was just like all tunnels and bridges to New York City closed.
Closed. Yep.
And I was just like, they just shut off this entire fucking
Yeah, close the
aisle.
island.
Yeah, I was like,
Close the
there's
island.
some. What was that movie with Will Smith?
Oh, Enemy of the State.
Yeah,
That
it
was a
something like
good-ass
that. I
movie.
was like, this is exactly what's fucking going on right now.
Yeah.
We went all over the place.
But
Yeah,
still,
fucking serious.
even though all this noise about the military being alerted and all this stuff, if you look at the actual center, the eye of the storm is the Aurora Theater and Warner Brothers Studios. Aurora Theater sent a letter saying to Warner Brothers, it was not to cancel the film. It was not to boycott the film. It was asking them to donate to advocacy groups for the victims of gun violence.
Just donate? Get the fuck out of here.
Can I just clarify?
What?
Are you saying? The theater or the families of the victims?
Families of the victims.
Okay.
No.
In the town.
Like what the?
That was what?
That's a disgusting
How many
money
years
grab.
ago was it?
And once again, a Joker
2012.
wasn't fucking involved in that.
Dark Knight Rises with Bane,
Any-
not
Catwoman
Joker.
and
any intelligent police department, it doesn't even matter what movie. If you got a big something going on, whether it's a fucking Alameda County Fair or whatever, you just have extra police fucking presence or whatever. So I mean, I'm sure at the movie theater, especially in Aurora, they'll pay a couple of overtime officers to fucking stand by and whatever. There's no need to mobilize fucking.
No.
Not that that's a realistic option, but there's no need to fucking even talk about mobilizing the National Guard on some shit like
Look,
that.
I want everybody to be safe, and at the same time, I feel like you talk about fear mongering. There's some bullshit ass fear mongering going on with this film, with the Twitter and Facebook comic book community, and trying to put out just bullshit. If you don't want. Oh, here we go. Yeah, Stitch. Tell me about how this Joker movie's trash.
No. Go ahead. Keep going. I don't want to mess up your
You don't
flow.
want to mess up my flow.
I don't want to make you slurping your Joker dick ice cream.
Get a Joker dick tattoo on your face.
Yeah, you're gonna find out how Joaquin's ass tastes and a little.
Oh, just like we should
y'all
ask
take bets
you.
already, or what's
Yeah,
going on?
about to say. I mean,
We
I
didn't
guess
make sure have a whiteboard.
maybe y'all can compare. Does Brie Larson's ass taste as good as Joaquin's or
No,
what?
fuck that shit.
Oh man.
All I'm gonna say is you have been very vocal, Stitch, about being against this movie and saying that it is not at all a comic book. Am I quoting you right?
I was quoting the director of the movie when he said we didn't base anything on the comic books when I created this film. That's his quote exactly.
That's a goddamn lie.
All right, so
That was his. I'm just parroting what he said.
So historically, we've made similar quotes before, made similar
Comments
about directors, and we just I'm just cautioning you to be careful. Because
I-
we said the same thing about what's the girl's
Wonder
name?
Woman.
Patty Jenkins.
Yeah.
Patty Jenkins, and we were totally wrong.
Here's the deal. The director has clarified as well.
Principal came in and said,
Well, he's
don't
clarified.
fuck up
He
this
said,
money.
yes, the Joker in Gotham with the Waynes is based out of DC Comics.
But this movie has
This
no
character.
continuation with anything going on in
Not-
any
not-
universe.
Not a DCU. No, it's a standalone. Just like
Well,
Logan
that's-
was a standalone.
Well, that's fine. So was
Logan wasn't a standalone.
Listen,
We've done this before. Jesus Christ.
Most of the MCU movies were not based on comic books.
Nope.
They weren't.
Yeah. And they would take amalgamations here
Yeah.
from the Ultimate Universe, here from there. But
They
again,
took bits and pieces.
yeah. But
Or
this
whatever.
is.
One of the bottles.
But
But what's? Go ahead. What's so problematic about it? Why are you hating this hard on something you
I
haven't seen?
don't. I'm not hating on
It's
it.
'cause you
I'll
like it.
watch it. I'll watch it. And
Yeah, this is about me. This is what it is.
I'll
That's-
watch
I'm
it.
gonna,
I will
I'm gonna
watch
wait.
it.
I'm
and
gonna
I'll
say
make
I'm
my
coming out
judgment.
and saying this right now. It's because Prodigy's love for this that I am
I'm
frowning
just,
on
I don't
this.
know if it's
That's
going to
him.
be this great thing. I'm interested in watching it and finding out. That's all I've said.
You are
I'm gonna see it,
You are so
but-
desperate for a win.
Because 2019 has not been your year.
Yeah, that's my-
Just trying to say, but you do need to win at least one.
I just want to see the movie. I want it to be good. I'm not going in saying, "Oh, this is going to be trash. This is not like the comics." There's
Just
been
like you did with Captain Marvel,
There's
though.
been so many iterations. There's been so many iterations of the Joker.
Agreed.
Well, you like Shazam better. Fuck you.
I did, but it
But
doesn't
seriously,
make,
there's been so
that
many-
doesn't
there's been-
invalidate
But
that
there's been
I
so
like
many
Captain
iterations
Marvel as
of the
well.
Joker. We've seen Jack Nicholson's version was very different from Dark Knight with Heath Ledger. There's no problem.
His version was also better than the guy from the 60s.
Romero?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Cesar Romero.
there you go. Cesar Romero. Oh, you just posted about him. But
Yeah.
same thing, different, just like Jared Leto's
His was horrible.
His was different from the other two.
Yeah, there's always a
Can
different
we just
version.
say it now?
What?
Jared Leto was the worst Joker.
Yes, hands down.
We can say it now, right?
It was horrible.
I mean, I feel like that's
Harley
probably
Quinn,
the
though.
trade. Yeah, probably the case. I mean,
I mean,
let me see this one.
if
If
yeah.
this one sucks, I
I mean,
might say,
yeah.
Thus far.
That's
yeah.
fine.
Okay, there you
He's
go.
the worst Joker.
okay, I
And
think that's fair.
Whether or not it was the fact that they cut, whatever out, his performance wasn't great.
No.
His laugh was shit. He didn't seem like
I can't
he had
even remember his
He
laugh.
only laughed like
tattoos
maybe
on his
once.
face. He seemed like a millennial Joker.
They should
All
have.
right.
They should have explained a ton about
Like,
him
if
because he was so
sounds
different.
like what I was
No,
saying.
but even
when
still,
the movie came out.
like,
Well, nobody likes
we
Suicide
talked
Squad.
about it when it came out. It's just it was shitty. Like him having ha 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 on the face is
he
like
loved it.
Now, if it
I
turned
didn't
out, if it turned
absolutely
out
love it.
that the
Wait a minute, I
Joker
give it
was
an
actually
8.
Jason Todd, I'd have been like,
Oh,
this
That's
movie's
what I was
fucking
expecting.
shit.
that would have been good.
Yeah.
Especially, but I feel like if that was the case, it should have been Batman Beyond, and not in Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that would have jumped the gun. However, I think that's
Hollywood does all the fucking time.
It does do that, but I think if they want to at least try to keep people on, and you want this money, try to keep it 100 or close to 100 as you can.
Yeah.
all right.
I'll watch
Sure.
the movie and I'll see.
You'll keep
Wait.
paying.
I'll watch it. When does it come out?
Next
couple
week.
weeks?
Next week. Next
All
week.
right, we'll talk about something a little different because we've been kind of shitting on stuff. And
Yeah,
porn?
kind of controversial.
You said shit. Okay.
I want to talk about one of my
damn.
favorite new shows
What?
that is out right now. It's on Netflix. It is called Inside Bill's Brain. It is about Bill Gates, and it's 3 episodes long. They're an hour long, and it's one of the best shows that I have watched in a long time.
Whoa.
I was not expecting to like it at first. I thought it was gonna be interesting, and then I thought they were gonna talk about shit that I already knew about. So I wasn't really. That's the reason why I wasn't really interested in it, because I was like, I know a lot about Bill Gates already, because I'm a fucking huge IT nerd. I know a lot about Bill Gates, but this show is not a lot about him with Microsoft. Don't get me wrong; they talk about Microsoft in this.
His foundation, maybe?
It's more about the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, not
Okay.
the Bill Gates Foundation. All right, and they actually, now that I've watched the show, it's the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. It's not just him,
Yeah,
and it really. Yeah, have you watched it?
No, but I didn't know this, but I found out for like maybe a decade or so they donate minimum $1 billion a year or more.
Yeah, way more than that. And it's also like, so when I heard about the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, I thought it was just, him giving his wife kind of something to do. But it is nothing like that. Like, basically, they're 50-50 partners, and she is, like, legit. Like, they're kind of like yin and yang in, like, their relationship. In the first episode, it's him basically tackling sanitation problems in, like, Africa and India. And they break down, like, everybody's coming, from, like, there's like 3 things you need for like sanitation, and like nobody's tackling like the toilet side of it.
Yeah.
Because everybody's
Sewage.
doing like clean water and shit like that. But it's like when you're in like these towns, I've been in these shitty ass towns too, where like there's no sewage system whatsoever. And you can't build them because there's already a town or whatever built on top of it.
Like slums.
Yeah, so there's no way you can just build a sewer system and that kind of shit. And so his thing was and I heard about this a long time ago. I just didn't understand why he was doing it, but he had a competition where he was paying people to like come up with a better toilet, something that required no sewer system and that powered itself. And it was just like, whoa. And like he broke down like his whole thought process, like after he had kids, and he was like, there's places on this planet where, first of all, they don't have clean access to water, and then second of all, if they do, they don't have access to like a sewage system. So like basically just like they showed like it was gross, but I've seen this too. Like sewage system in like third world countries, it's like literally you're shitting in a hole.
Yep.
And that hole, the way that they empty
Fills
it,
up. Yeah.
is they literally have somebody that takes a bucket, has a line, and I already knew this, but they like dip it in the shit, pull it up, and then they pick it up with their hands and they dump it into a bigger container, and they take that big container and just dump it into the river.
Yep.
And that's
And
what they do.
people downstream get the
they get sick as fuck.
bacteria and
Yeah.
sickness and disease.
And I was just like the way that he was coming at that, and just like, listen, my kids have been like, because Bill Gates was privileged when he was growing up, like really
came from
privileged.
money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
came from money.
Went to an Ivy League school.
Yeah, but that's, I mean, he didn't graduate. But
No,
he
he
didn't
quit.
Need to.
He
He left.
right?
He didn't need to. But it was just like, it's really amazing, like his philanthropy work. In this, like they really explain like his whole thought process, like how his brain basically works, and like talk about like his wife is on there too, talking about it. And it's like it's really good if you want to have like a
Eye-opening moment.
eye-opening, and then also like a feel-good story. It's like somebody's really using the resources to change the world.
Yeah, yeah.
Inspirational.
And
Yeah, because sorry, not to cut you off, but doesn't he have like, I think he mentioned it before, where like in his will, like he's gonna leave money for his kids, but like
it's not a lot.
not a lot. Like he's worth billions of dollars, but he's gonna leave his kids like a couple of million, but the rest of that shit's just gonna go to like charity or some shit like that.
I think
to
he's
help.
giving his kids less than $1 million.
There's something like because he feels that like he doesn't want them to be like not I guess spoils the word, but he want them to build their own wealth, not to just ride off his basically his coattail.
Yeah,
which makes sense.
And I could totally understand that because like he's tackling so many things at the same fucking time.
To me, that's
For a man who's retired.
Yeah.
Obviously, we got our examples of billionaires in like comics with like Tony Stark and T'Challa and
Batman.
and Batman and shit. That's almost like superhero level of using your money
really
for
is.
good.
Yeah.
And I want to highlight that. That's some comic book superhero shit.
That is.
Yeah, so like when he was trying to tackle polio, and he is tackling polio, and so he's tackling polio, which is like what when I first heard that Bill and Melinda Gates, just like me when I was much younger, right, when I heard that they built this foundation and like most of their endeavors were not for the U.S. Yep, I was like, what the fuck? Like, we have problems here.
Yeah, I thought that too.
And then now after watching the show, I'm like, dude, I totally get it. People here, I'm sorry, but we don't fucking deserve it.
What do you mean we don't? We don't deserve what?
People in America, we don't deserve like the kind of help that
advantage.
he's trying to like give
Yeah.
out.
Oh.
Like for instance, he's trying to rid the world of polio. At the same time, people in America are anti-vax. Like, do we really deserve like that kind of like what the fuck? Like seriously.
But even not just even anti-vax, like people who have like diabetes, like the insulin shot, it's like worth $100 just for a fucking shot now.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, like somebody's taking advantage of the people instead of them trying to help the people.
I'm sorry. The only thing I got to interject here is though, just be mindful of. Obviously, we have the case of Flint with, through no fault of the people's, lead in their fucking water and shit.
And they still have
that's
fucking
in
lead in
America.
water.
Yeah, I still have fucked up water.
There's like a
It's been
lot
like
of
6
shit.
years, or it's been like 2 years or something now.
It's been a
while.
Yeah. But it's like there's like a lot of shit where it's just like, dude, like he's trying to solve the polio problem where like we already solved it here, and all of a sudden people are trying to take a step back, and it's just like, what the fuck? There's people in the United States right now that are still living on iron lungs. There are people right now in Africa, India, and third world countries that cannot walk, that don't have crutches, that don't have a wheelchair, they don't have shit. They have to crawl around on their hands basically because their legs are not working. And people that are here in America, privileged as fuck, don't even fucking realize it. Oh, I'm not gonna take that shot because it could be full of aluminum foil. Meanwhile, they fucking eat a fucking burrito that's wrapped in fucking aluminum foil. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Do you not even understand? Like this is seriously a life-threatening problem to people that are in other countries, but just not here because we figured out how to fucking stop it.
Yeah.
Well, and we invested in public health.
Yes.
That's the other key.
And so he's investing his own money into public health in other countries.
The Flint water thing started April 2014, so 5 fucking years,
Still
and
going on.
still they don't have good drinking water.
So,
But yeah, that sounds very interesting. I mean, because Bill Gates seems like a pretty chill guy. Like, I think he had him and another millionaire or something like that were talking, and like if you watch these both dudes talk and just look at this like the clothes that they wear, like he wears like Levi pants.
Warren Buffett.
Warren Buffett. That's what it was.
He's like they're best friends.
Yeah, they're best friends and they're multi-billion-dollar billionaires.
Yeah.
And like, these guys aren't wearing like top of the line fucking clothes. Like he's wearing like Levi's, fucking regular ass fucking belt and a shirt. Like these guys they know what to do with their fucking money. They're not just throwing that shit out to be impressed fucking people.
But you like Batman spending billions of dollars on
Well,
that ring.
I was just gonna say that like the difference between Bruce Wayne and Bill Gates is that Bruce Wayne has the ability to save Gotham by like investing into Gotham, like making jobs, helping like the lower income area. But this motherfucker's dancing around in a fucking bat costume,
Beating the shit out of motherfuckers.
He could be fucking.
You could just pay the criminals. Here,
Yeah, like
I'll just give you the money. Just stop doing criminal shit.
Fix your life.
Here's $1,000.
Stockton is
That's
doing
Andrew
that.
Yang right there.
Yeah, here's
That's what
$1,000.
he's doing. That's Andrew Yang.
Here's $1,000 a fucking month. You don't have to do crime. Just fucking better your life.
Oh, did you see that? Do you see the casting news for Batman 2?
Since we're talking about Batman and his birthday was this past weekend,
We have
Yeah,
Batman. There was two
sorry.
I thought there was two casting news.
there was.
Yeah, so there was one for Superman and
Was
there's
it
one for.
confirmed or was it just all
I thought
rumored?
this was like WB.
Yeah, this is so.
No,
Jonah Hill
Oh yeah,
is playing a role.
Yes.
Yes.
And what was the other one?
The other one is Jeffrey Wright
As
as Commissioner Gordon.
Gordon.
As everyone's like, wow, this is great. And I'm like, well, I guess. Like, usually Gordon's always been white male, but this is really.
So
That doesn't play like you've touched on it before or whatever in terms about like race playing an intricate part of the guy's character. obviously Black Panther being from an African nation in Wakanda, him being
Shit, God.
oh no,
Nah, that's not good.
him being white is sort of kind of contrary to who he is as a character and his whole backstory or whatever.
I don't think that Lucius Fox was black in the comics that I can remember.
I can't remember that.
And I don't think most people can. I'm pretty sure he was a white guy though.
Before? Okay. Could have been.
What is
Pretty
it?
sure he was.
Possibly.
There's a few characters that Hollywood has changed their race, like
Oh,
yeah,
there's a lot actually.
Well, for Batman specifically, again,
Someone
the
that's in his circle.
the 60s had diversity, quote unquote, in Batman. We already mentioned Cesar Romero, a Latino man, played Joker first.
Catwoman.
We had Catwoman with Eartha
black,
Kitt
yeah.
as a black woman in the 60s.
But then also we had Billy D. Williams played Harvey Dent in the first.
In
But he was,
89.
but he
And
was
then
not
they
Two
changed
Faced. Yeah,
then they changed him, made him
they
white.
changed him to Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah. So they've done this a
Perry
bit.
White in Superman was
Yeah, they
black.
did
It was
do
played
that.
by
Yeah,
what's the name?
Lawrence Fishburne.
Yeah, Lawrence Fishburne. So
Yeah.
I think because I would say those are more B class
Not
characters.
Not Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah.
He's in his inner circle. In fact, Batman has a very close relationship with Gordon's daughter.
I mean, I don't
We all know that.
He was giving her the "What's up?" He was definitely fucking her,
The shit out of her.
and she was really young.
I don't
Well,
think
compared to him.
I don't think it's vital
No,
to
she-
me.
oh,
Could be
yeah.
a woman,
Yeah, she was.
Latino. It doesn't. I mean, I don't think that's a. It needs to be set in terms of like needs to be this race, this gender, or whatever for Commissioner Gordon.
I mean, they're in what is it? The Dark Knight Returns. The commissioner is someone else who's female, but she's not Gordon.
So, in case somebody's wondering, if they made Batman black, I'd have a problem with that.
Yeah, no shit.
I'd be like, no. So, make a new character. Commissioner Gordon, I don't really give a shit if he's black or not.
so what are your thoughts on Jonah Hill then?
I wanted to be playing the fucking Penguin. That's the
Yeah.
first thought that came in my mind.
But he
Yeah.
lost
He's
weight.
not fat.
Yeah,
He can
lost
gain
weight.
some weight again. Fuck him.
No,
He
he
doesn't
doesn't
want
want-
to gain weight.
He's fat again.
He's fat again?
Yeah, I don't think he's skinny anymore.
I
I
know.
thought
he's
fucking
still
some
pretty
cheeseburgers.
skinny.
Let's do this.
He's
Well, 'cause-
he's got
no.
Hollywood money. He's banging
He
Hollywood
can-
stores. I don't think he
can-
wants to go fat.
No, he
Nah.
can still be the Joker or the Penguin because the Penguin in Gotham is skinny.
Oh,
skinny.
yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
he's young. He's
But no,
young.
even in
Younger.
Batman Telltale game, the fucking Penguin is skinny. So
Yeah, he's skinny now, man.
is
Oh,
that
wow.
2000, is that
He's got his
2019?
life together.
He was funnier when he was fat.
That's what.
Being
Like,
fat
I'm
doesn't
not-
make you funny. It makes you
Yeah.
funnier looking.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make you funny.
But I
No,
mean,
look
his
at-
fun. I mean,
Look at
You're thinking of him in
2019.
Super-
like his
bad.
roles,
'Cause I
like
think he-
Superbad, he was hilarious. I mean, in Moneyball, it was a good movie, but it wasn't like he
He's
was
still
a
Let
great
me ask you a question. Have you seen him in anything skinny?
Moneyball.
Was he
He's-
not funny?
Nah, he's not
Skinny?
that skinny.
Well, I mean,
Well,
it's a
Moneyball's
different. It's a
serious
different
movie.
It's a,
yeah, so
exa-
you're
but-
already biased. Like, what the fuck, man?
in what's it called? 21 Jump Street.
I
He's
never saw
not
that.
What's
No,
on
I
Jump
think he's
Street?
kinda fat
What
in
is
that, too.
Channing Tatum, and he is fat in that one.
compared to Channing Tatum. Yeah, everybody's fat, but I mean,
He was bigger. in
he's not on
28.
the same level as he was in Superbad. Or
I'm interested in it. I hope he's fat, Jonah, but I'm interested in this.
So people, there's rumors that
he's still pretty fit.
there's people
good for
saying,
him.
oh yeah, he looks even. So it looks like he got a little
before
thicker,
and
but
after,
he's still
yeah.
like fit. He's not like fat.
Okay. I mean, who knows what they'll do with this?
Yeah,
You know what
I mean, rumors just rolling around that he could be the Penguin. He could be the Riddler.
Probably did what game? No, this is still.
he's looking pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, it still looks good. Yeah.
So I'm just like,
I know he does jiu-jitsu now, so.
yeah. So right now it says Jonah Hill is in an unspecified role. I'm gonna say he's gonna be Robin.
what?
Oh,
Stop.
fuck
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, that'd be a definite.
Yeah, let him be Robin.
Wait,
He's
you
gonna be
talking
Ra's al
about
Ghul.
Grayson? Dick Grayson, Robin?
No, not Dick Grayson. Either Tim Drake or maybe Jason Todd.
How about
No.
nobody?
Yeah.
No, he should be no Robin ever.
That'll be a disaster. That'll
But
be
he- I
less
mean,
money than
Listen,
Joker.
Jonah Hill. Listen, if you could play Rob, listen, you need to be not just skinny. You need to be fucking ripped.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you better like hit the gym and like learn some martial arts. I understand you do jiu-jitsu now, but you need to fucking up your game.
Well, he's got to
I'm
do
just
some
saying.
acrobatic shit. That's
Yeah,
the thing
yeah.
for being a Robin.
Well, to be a Grayson.
Even all of the
yes.
Robins. I think all the Robins are pretty acrobatic.
I mean, they got some ninja skills.
Hold on, there's a difference between acrobatic and a martial artist. There's a huge difference.
Yeah, but I would say
Yeah, I guess
again,
Big was
the
more-
Graysons for sure were in the circus and definitely came from that acrobat family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why I said the Graysons, yes. But if he's gonna be like fuck's the kids? The
Tim
Tim
Drake.
Drake.
Tim Drake or Batman's fucking son.
Oh, Damian
Damian.
Wayne.
Damian.
He can't be. He too old for
Yeah,
Damian.
he-
The fuck out of here.
especially since I think what's the name Batman's gonna be like in his late 20s.
Yeah. I mean, when we talk about the race bending kind of with characters, the most interesting one is to me still your boy Idris, who you don't like, Stitch, being Heimdall, and Heimdall literally is a Norse god character, white, European god character.
I love Idris in The Wire, but nobody cares about.
He was in
Heimdall,
that. He was
really.
in that rock. Well, no, you're right. Nobody cared about it. But he, in Norse mythology, he's big shit.
And
to
to
them.
me, that's an egregious thing because. So Thor is one of the movies where it's not only just like a comic book, but it's based upon actual like mythology, and it happens to be Norse mythology, which it's all white people,
Yep.
right? It's all Caucasians.
Either that or
There's-
they're probably wrong. No.
Yeah, there's no arguing that. But at the same time, in the movie, it was like, it's an ancillary character.
Yep.
Didn't really fucking matter. I still don't like that they keep mixing up. They keep having in people of color in Norse mythology in the same way that I don't like Gods of Egypt with white people in it. It's the same exact fucking thing. It's like,
Sure.
no, you know what I mean? That's not how that works. First of all, yeah, it didn't exist, but there's no way back then that somebody that lived in some sort of Norse nation even understood what somebody of brown skin would have looked like. You know what I mean? So definitely would not have been in Valhalla, or
I feel like it was probably a pretty closed society in terms of
what it had to have been.
yeah. But I would say for like Rome and the Greeks, their interaction with the Mediterranean world was obviously very integrated.
Yeah, well, less. What? Definitely not in their gods, though.
No, but I'm saying in their everyday, like in Greece and Athens and Rome, because
but-
of their empires, they interacted with.
But we're talking about
African Arabs.
We're talking about like literally like their gods and like their heaven and hell.
Okay.
Like their gods in heaven and hell definitely did not span any sort of fucking, skin color. It's all like
That's
the way
probably
that they
true.
looked, and that's for a reason.
Yeah.
You know.
You usually want your gods to look a lot like your people.
Yeah, which is also flawed for all religions, but whatever.
That's
It is what it is.
Makes fucking sense to me. But yeah, we'll see about Batman. It's fucking early on. It's really early on.
Kind of sticking on the whole DCU thing. I think I read earlier today that J.J. Abrams he's recasting Superman. What's the name? Mark Cavan's out.
Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill, yeah, that he's out and they're recasting for somebody. And I guess they're gonna do a soft reboot of the whole DCU universe.
So it's not a soft reboot if you have a whole new fucking character. That's definitely a hard reboot.
Which
Well, I wonder if they'll
I think
keep
it would
some of the
only be
characters.
soft because like they're definitely keeping Aquaman and Wonder Woman,
Yeah.
and they're in the
Why
DC.
wouldn't they keep Henry Cavill?
Well, I think
No
he's
idea.
just fucking busy.
Well, doing The Witcher, it's already done.
What's your girl Wonder Girl got to say about that?
I'm sure she's gonna be mad. She's gonna be mad. And here's the th-
That's a real character, not Wonder Woman. You fucking cur.
Yeah, Wonder Girl. Yeah, Wonder Girl. There's actually 2 Wonder Girls at one point.
but I feel like Henry Cavill got a raw deal from Zack Snyder
Dude, he did a
making
really good.
some shitty movies.
Well, I liked the Superman movies. I thought were decent. Like, I mean, they weren't Christopher Reeve level,
those-
but they were
those are
still. I thought they were pretty good.
I recently,
Samuel
literally last weekend, I saw Man of Steel again. Man, I still can't get over that fucking shit with Zod was great, but that fucking snapping of the neck, that is so unsuper. I don't care what anybody says. That's the most un-Superman-like thing I've ever seen on screen.
But he had like the option either let Zod kill off a family or killing Zod. So it was like that.
Superman should find another way, man. We've talked about this before.
Yeah, I guess he could have just took him and flew up.
Yeah, no shit. You know what I mean?
You can't shoot straight if you're shooting up.
Throw him into the fucking sun. That was weird.
Yeah.
Are we
Well,
gonna talk? Are we
That
gonna,
doesn't help him if he
Actually,
does
I
it
don't,
himself,
yeah, if he
but-
throws him at his son, he's just gonna become super powered.
Yeah,
Oh, there you
yeah.
go. There you go.
Like
Black
in
hole?
All-Star Superman.
And Superman has killed people before.
Yeah,
So-
but I'm not talking about from the comics. I'm talking about in a
screen?
live-action movie. Has he done it?
No, not live action.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
For Superman killing
I-
somebody on a live-action movie like he did with General Zod in Man of Steel. I've never seen. I don't remember that in Christopher Reeves.
Not live action, but I mean, he has killed before.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's been plenty of Elseworlds.
Unlike, I mean, Superman killing somebody is more understandable than Batman killing somebody. Superman's killed way more people than fucking Batman has. Way more.
Do we have you have a run in mind for Supes? Because I'm struggling with the soups.
Well, he
killing.
killed Doomsday a bunch of times.
Okay, all right. So yeah, all right.
I mean,
Yeah,
Like-
yeah. No, you're right.
and it wasn't even just like, I'm not gonna try to kill you. It's on accident. It's like I'm legit gonna try to kill you.
Yeah,
But
So-
that was because he saw no other way, because nothing else could stop it.
yeah. That's a fair one. That's a fair one. He's a monster that really won't stop in a lot of ways. So yeah, I get that.
And I guess Metallo, but then Metallo keeps coming back.
He's not really alive. Well,
Yeah, he's like a
sorta.
machine, still kind of alive.
But Batman, like anytime he never really had somebody where he's like, I'm gonna kill you. Oh, you're talking about nuclear guy. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
yeah.
Superman killed Nuclear Man in
Yeah.
Superman 4.
Oh, the
shit.
film? Yeah.
Oh,
he-
shit.
That guy,
Okay.
yeah.
Was it? Oh yeah, I forgot about. Man,
Throw him
it's been
into
a
the
while
fucking-
since I've seen
what's
this.
the
Forgot
name?
about that.
And he
Forgot
died
about
right
that
then.
one.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
But
It
then
still
in-
was weird. That still seems different from snapping a motherfucker's neck. But
In Smallville, Superman or Clark Kent in there killed a few characters. He killed Brainiac, and he also killed
Yeah, he's killed Brainiac in the comics too.
this guy he called the Titan.
Brainiac.
Brainiac's an
Brainiac
AI.
Brainiac always comes back from a robotic standpoint, right?
Yeah, well,
Well, and so
'cause
does
Brainiac's,
Doomsday.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
He
true.
still kills them.
yeah, and Brainiac's kind of an AI, so he just downloads himself somewhere else.
Yeah, I remember he killed the Joker too.
He killed the fucking
Yeah.
Joker.
Oh,
He doesn't-
yeah. I mean,
he
he
doesn't
You
Injustice.
can't forget that Injustice. That was the best.
Actually,
Dude.
he
True.
did. He killed Zod in Superman 2.
Does he kill Zod?
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he throws him over the edge.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but,
when he takes away their powers.
Yeah.
yeah, but
Fuck,
th-
man,
does
I
he?
forgot about that.
He killed all
wait,
three
wait,
of them.
hold
Yeah.
on. In
I know,
Superman
he
2,
didn't kill the girl.
you can argue that he imprisons them and not kills them.
Damn, I can't remember.
They're
Man.
in
It's been
prison,
so long.
so you
No,
can say that he
took
imprisons.
away their powers and threw them into fucking freezing
Threw 'em into
temperatures.
a
He picks him up and throws him against the wall. He slides down and then like he disappears in like a cave of ice.
No, he throws him into a chasm.
He throws him into a wall because he picks him up. He
And then
crushes his
slides
hand,
down into a
picks him up
chasm
with one hand.
where
He
you
throws him
never
against
see
the
them
wall.
again.
He hits the wall, slides down, and he like covers over with ice. So he could be in prison and not dead.
No, he falls into a chasm where you never see him again.
Which could be a prison, not necessarily death. It looks like a prison.
If I
He,
threw you
he has
into
no
a-
powers though when he's in there, so he's gonna fucking freeze to death.
He
I
does.
can't remember this movie.
You don't remember Superman 2? I've seen it.
It's been a
dozen
long
times over.
time. I was a
Oh,
kid.
let's bring this up.
I mean,
Because
if you don't
hold on,
count
if
parademons,
if it was a foggy day in the Grand Canyon, I just threw you over the edge. I assume that you're gonna fucking die.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at me and Blue are looking at the same thing. It's on screen, man. You can actually watch the scene. I mean, you could argue that he either imprisons them or kills them.
Holy shit, he's got it
Right
on
here.
screen right now with YouTube.
And say picks
him
him
up.
up.
Picks him up,
Well, remember, at this point, he has no powers. Zod does
Yeah,
not have powers.
Some wire
and
work.
then he throws
Tosses
him.
him.
He hits the wall, slides down, and just disappears.
Bro,
but
he's fucking dead.
but that
Into
could
the
be.
fog.
No,
I mean,
that's
the
not-
the
it was
Fortress of Solitude has all kinds of chambers
no,
and shit.
no, there's nothing that said a prison in that scene.
We don't see it, but it could be. It's
No.
a tomb of ice.
Yeah.
He could encase them in ice.
How
We
can
don't
he-
see that.
Yeah, that's
He
no.
doesn't. We don't see
We-
him like
hold
frozen
on.
dead.
One-
Movie
one-
is
one- one quick sec,
definitely
one quick
not a
sec.
prison.
You've done this before with your stuff with Hulk and off-screen bullshit. Something that happens off-screen don't mean it's part of the movie. With you and
So
in-game, you
fun.
looking at me like I'm crazy. With your in-game theories with Hulk,
No, people showed you that he punched and shit, and you
he
still
didn't do-
deny
He
it.
didn't do shit. He didn't
Dude,
do
we
shit.
we know that the Fortress of Solitude, at least in those movies, that it's fucking cold as hell because when Superman takes Lois there, she talks about how cold it is, and he like has like a bearskin fucking bed that they fucking some shit like that.
How is he gonna get back up from there?
with no power.
How's he gonna get food, water, anything?
Encased in ice, he could be in stasis.
If you're encased in ice, you're fucking dead. What the fuck, man?
He's a Kryptonian, so
With no powers. He took his powers.
He turned into Captain America.
He's I'm calling it, bro. You're wrong. He's definitely fucking dead. Zod definitely died at the end of that.
I'm saying he's encased. He's in
we're-
prison.
If you were on the North fucking Pole and I threw you into a crack of ice and just left you, you would definitely fucking die.
Yes, you would. But I'm saying this is the Fortress of Solitude. There's hella shit in there. He fucking cooks food in there
The
with
shit-
fucking
the
heat.
shit that
Superman
happens off
cooks
screen.
food.
No, you see him cook for fucking Lois.
Yes,
which
he
did not
does.
happen off screen.
He
so
definitely
fuck
does.
Your feelings.
But was he left in the bottom of a fucking chasm with no powers? When it's freezing?
I mean,
No.
but like I said, you don't see him die.
He's dead.
You don't see him die.
He's dead.
Just like your argument, you don't see shit off scene. You don't see him fucking die. There's no body.
That's a pretty strong
hold on.
implication.
So apparently, in your imagination land, I'm sorry, shit that ever happenedville is what I'm gonna call this. Is that apparently he slid down this thing into some fog into a jail cell that was full of filet mignon and fucking Coke bottles.
I never said
and
he
a
got
fucking
filet
toilet.
mignon. I'm
Hey,
just
it
saying
was,
like
you didn't see it on
He's
screen.
good to go.
Yeah, you don't see
healthcare.
you don't see it on screen.
Don't
We
forget he
we
gets
don't know.
blowjobs down there too. Don't forget that.
We don't know what happens. I'm gonna put that. Okay.
So it's shit that ever happenedville. Shit that ever happenedville. All right.
Christ.
Oh man.
That was fucking
Oh,
great.
jeez. Real quick, me and Old Ninja have both watched It Too.
Oh shit. All right.
We'll
Speaking of
cross
clowns.
this
Wow.
Wow.
what were your thoughts on it? Watching the movie. Obviously,
Well, I've already.
has everyone
kinda-
watched the first one?
I
in
saw the
here?
first one.
I watched the
don't
first
watch
one. I haven't watched the
those
second
kind
one
of
yet.
movies,
I
You
already
don't watch
spoke-
scary movies?
No, I don't. They're fucking silly to me. They're all fucking, especially the ones that say based on some true ass. This is what got me. Is like in the early 2000s, they kept saying I used to watch scary movies.
Yeah.
And they kept putting in there based upon true events.
Blair Witch.
And I'm like, this is total. It's based on total bullshit. So I stopped watching them. Annabelle, fucking all those other dumbass movies.
So even like Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, you never
I
fucked
don't
with
watch
that?
none of that. I mean, I watched the old ones.
Okay.
I watched none of the new ones.
Okay.
Most of them are jump scares now, so like really fucking cheesy. None of them actually seem really scary to me. They're just like jump scare shit.
So now we'll transition to a person that's scared of clowns. Prodigy, you watched the first one.
Yeah.
Are you planning on watching the second one or not?
I actually do want to see it. I'm a little
Okay.
busy, but I'm gonna carve out some time to see it. I
Okay.
heard it's 3 hours though.
It's long.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and snatch Kanye the mic from you or whatever. It's long. It's 3 hours and it feels like 3 hours. I
Oh
mean,
Jesus, that's bad.
yeah.
It's 2 hours and 50 minutes.
I was trying to troll on the Joker movie, saying it's the best clown movie, and I was like,
Ooh, backtracking.
I jumped the gun on this one and everything. It was long, and I mean,
It was good. You keep saying it's long, but how was it?
I mean, as someone that's never read the book, and I don't plan to ever reading this fucking long ass biblical book and everything, there was a lot of stuff that didn't make any sense to me. And I've listened to like several podcasts explaining some of the stuff they explained in the book and some of the stuff that happened in the second part of the movie, and it doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
So it sort of diminished my rating of the score of how I felt about it, and sort of some of it feels like it's unfair because I don't know how to judge upon it on myself, but the stuff that happened a lot of it didn't make sense in the second one. And another thing that with a movie like this is obviously it's supposed to like just jump instantly off from the first one, but it was a year later, so a lot of times I was confused.
Actually, it should be like a couple of years later because they're not kids anymore.
Well,
They're
no,
adults.
it's supposed to be 27 years later
Yeah, yeah.
from the first movie to the second one. But in terms of like us as a viewer,
Oh, okay, yeah.
watching it a year later, where it's like, yeah, I remember Infinity War very vividly and everything. This one, it's the stuff that that is going on with the plot and everything. It's like I'm confused and I don't remember what characters they're referencing because the movie was I enjoyed the first one, but it wasn't that memorable where I remember every specific detail in terms of like what dead kid are they referencing?
Yeah.
Like who's this guy that's being brought back to life? Like I was confused on a lot of it. So it definitely diminished my overall enjoyment of the movie. Pennywise is scary. There is some creepy fucking stuff. I loved like some of the creepy shit that happened that wasn't like jump scare. It was just like building up creepy shit. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I mean, if you got some like sleep paralysis and shit like that and your mind wanders off into a different place, you're going to piss your pants. Which was really, really enjoyable and freaky. But I would say 65% of the stuff that they were pushing on to me onto the second one did not make any sense.
Damn, that's a lot of. That's 2/3 of the movie.
In they go into it about like where Pennywise comes from,
Yeah.
and like how he even got to Earth, and like his form and shit. And
Oh,
I was
yeah,
just
he's
like,
from like a different dimension, and like there's
they're
like a
going with
turtle
like some
and shit.
Indian burial shit, and I
Yeah.
was like, this was not in the first one, and I don't
No.
know how much the first one was in line with the books and everything. And like I said, I don't plan on reading the books ever, but a lot of it was just real wishy-washy. It didn't make any fucking sense to me at all, and I was just like bored for a
Yeah.
chunk of the movie. I was
Goddamn.
I was kind of disappointed.
How's the
Damn.
grandma scene?
That was good.
Yeah.
Bro,
From the
like
trailer.
the trailer thing was good, but they didn't even because I was like, oh fuck, I heard this part was the best part of the movie, but they don't reveal the best part of that
best part.
scene in the trailer.
Gotcha.
Oh,
Good.
okay.
Yeah, but the creepy shit that she's doing in the background, you see in the trailer, where
Uh-huh.
there's a lot of that going on in the movie and stuff, which is really good. And also there was this whole controversy quote about Pennywise, and there's like this gay bashing scene where people are getting all upset about, like right at the end, they're like, it's some obvious gay bashing going on, and it's
Yeah.
just like people are like freaking out about that. I'm like, that shit
It might have been in the
happens.
book.
That it did happen in the book,
Yeah.
and people are just like, "Oh, what's that got to do with anything?" I'm like, "Well, it happened in the book. I mean, people get fucking fucked up and beat up and shit because they're gay. I mean, this happens."
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah,
happen.
ask Juicy Smoothie.
Yeah.
God damn.
So
Oh, man,
I'll
what
let
you
go
got?
on.
Did you watch the original one, the TV movie?
I've seen the original one several times.
Yeah.
Not recently where I can fairly compare it to, but that's my point of reference for where this second one is. But like I
Yeah.
said before, I haven't read the book.
How long was the first one?
Oh, Ninja, what you got on this one?
I mean, I briefly talked about this like 2 weeks ago or whatnot. I mean, I didn't know the movie was going to be this long. The biggest dynamic that's really different is that the characters themselves have to reconnect with each other, which takes time in the film.
Oh,
Also, the audience is reconnecting because, like Stitch was saying, the first time I watched it, it was hard to correlate who was
You
who.
watched it twice?
Yeah, I watched it twice because I
Jesus
saw it
Christ.
free the second time.
6 hours. of
6
fucking
hours.
yeah.
I
shit.
said.
So obviously you know who Beverly is because she's the only female in the group, but everyone else you're kind of like, who correlates to this? I mean, this kid's still wearing glasses. The other kid lost weight. Which one is the kid that lost weight? Woo, woo, woo. That kind of thing. So it can get confusing on who's who. But they do have a scene where they sit down and they kind of remind the audience who's who. But it's still, you can still get lost if you're not like really paying attention.
I will say they did de-age a lot of the kids in it because what's his name from Stranger Things?
Oh, Finn?
Yeah,
I think his name's Finn.
I guess I can't remember his name or whatever. But there's a lot of talk about how they de-aged him because I'm watching
He's like
the
a
movie.
teenager. Damn.
I mean he looks like how he did in Stranger Things like season 1 and 2
Oh, wow.
or whatever, where he's like small or whatever. But like in Stranger Things,
he's kinda grew
he's
up.
I mean he's like Danny's height and
Yeah.
everything, and I'm
Grown
just
man
like
almost.
I'm watching. I was like, when did they film this and everything? But then I read a couple articles how they did a lot of de-aging for the kids to make them look a lot younger than how they are in real life. But yeah, good.
So yeah, them actually reconnecting literally takes like an hour.
God damn. This
Literally.
shit sound like some
Sounds
bad
like bullshit.
shit.
No,
man.
No, it's not that bad. I mean, what they do is they insert. It looks like stuff that got edited from the first film and then inserted in this one, where the times where they were separated and got cornered by Pennywise, and those scenes are actually really good because that connects them to why they're back and what they needed to do.
There's 3 acts to the film. There's essentially the crew getting back together,
Yeah.
them realizing, because they all sort of had a memory loss, which didn't make any fucking sense to me or whatever.
I think they had that in the miniseries.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
but they had a complete memory loss of like what happened, even the relationship between the kids
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Like the one girl was like thought she made out with the other dude, and
Yeah, that happened-
who sent him the note and all that stuff.
Yeah,
and I was
that
like,
happened in
what?
the book too.
Yeah, I was like, all right, I guess if that's in the book, but that's the second act, and the third act is when they go and defeat Pennywise. First act is really long, dragged out, boring. Second act is actually really good. Third act is could be short.
God damn.
Yeah, but I mean, they do give you a lot in the third act. There's a lot of fucking crazy like imagery, fucked up shit, like dead kids and shit. So, I don't think it's better than the first chapter 1, but I think it's definitely a decent film. By all means, it's not a terrible film at all. It's
Like-
just a little drawn out. I think they could have edited it down a little bit more.
Well, chapter 1 was an hour and basically 2 hours and 30 minutes. So
Yeah, this
it
is
was
2
almost
hours and 50
too.
minutes.
Yeah.
This convo getting dragged on, man. This sounds like a
Yeah.
dull ass movie, man.
Yeah, it's actually.
I give it a 7.2.
All
I don't know, I
right.
think Wilson does a really good job as Pennywise, though.
Oh yeah,
he's
seems like a good call.
great.
Yeah.
He's great.
And I guess
He's
there's
Skarsgård or whatever.
Yeah, he's another Skarsgård.
Was it
saying
dude
that-
from True Blood?
No,
he's
brother.
a brother.
Brother.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them. There's 5011 of them.
I
Skarsgård.
prefer to call him the guy from Generation Kill.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, he was great in that shit.
Yeah.
I guess they're saying that the little trick he does with his eyes, it's something he can do normally. Like it wasn't like CGI.
He does it, yeah, because he can make one of his eyes just sort of like go off
Float off
Go
to the
wonky.
side.
It's
Yeah.
fucked up.
That's trippy.
So
Wait,
yeah.
the brother was in what was that movie with
Tarzan.
No. Alexander
Battleship?
Skarsgård's brother is in.
Oh.
God damn
Max
it. It's that movie with Jennifer
Lawrence.
Lawrence. Yeah, the woman
Oh,
she's like the boat.
gun?
chick.
Hunger
Hunger
Games.
Hunger Games.
Okay.
Oh, that's right.
I
Yeah.
don't even remember that.
That's the brother.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sure.
What'd you
yo-
rate it?
Oh, good.
I'll give it 7.5.
All right. Pretty decent. Y'all want to get into a little bit of this gaming stuff?
Yes,
Wait.
Please.
Before
Borderlands.
we gotta talk about something dank real quick because
Borderlands
Prodigy
is dank.
missed this.
What?
So Bang Brothers
Oh yeah.
in Miami.
That's not Onion article.
No, it seems like it, but they are the first one to put out a bid to rename Miami Heat Coliseum.
Are you sure?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
They
It's
really
been-
did it.
Did it happen?
No.
No, they're the
Right.
first ones to bid. They
I
didn't
think
buy
they're-
it. They're the bid to try to rename
Shit ain't
the
gonna-
Heat Center to
That's
the
never
Bang
gonna-
Brothers Coliseum, nicknamed the BBC.
Never gonna happen.
Yeah.
All right, Borderlands.
I don't know. Money talks.
Yeah, money does talk.
It
No
gets
one,
people, it gets people out of jail.
No, it does not.
Yeah, they're gonna
because
outbid American Airlines because that's what it's named
Yeah.
right now.
Well, apparently, American Airlines doesn't want their name on there anymore.
Well,
Yeah,
they're
they-
gonna call something different.
Yeah.
It'll be under like some other kind of company. They're not gonna call it Bang Bros.
Yeah.
Fucking.
We're
Coliseum.
talking about
Bang Bros-
Miami.
Bang Brother Arena.
Miami.
Yeah.
Like people don't got money in Miami to just blow on dumb
Yeah.
shit.
But I think they offer like 10 million for
10
it or
million.
shit like that.
There's
But they're the
people in
first
Miami
bid.
that
10
can-
million for you really?
Yeah.
Yes.
not a
That's
lot of-
fake.
nope, it's all real. They're just the lowest bid.
10. Oh, well, then why are we talking about
This is some
'Cause it's
onion
fucking
shit.
funny.
Like you.
Because it's fucking funny.
It is
I want
funny.
the Bang Bro Arena. That just sounds
Bang
right.
Brothers,
It
yeah.
rolls
Bang-
off your tongue.
Oh, no, it's
Yeah,
the
it's
Bang
just-
Brothers
yeah.
Center, the BBC.
Well, I'll take our kids
Yeah.
there, right? That'll be
Yeah.
good.
What
Great.
are you doing this weekend, Al? We're going to Bang Brothers.
Yeah, we're going to the BBC.
God damn it.
It's going to fucking happen.
Borderlands.
Anyway, Borderlands. Yes.
BL3.
God damn. Y'all been playing it, right? Actually, no, you haven't played it, right? You've been.
I have been.
behind.
You fucked up.
You've been
I mean,
talking
I
so
did.
much. This is your game that you love.
So, well, we can get into it, but
Uh-oh.
yeah,
Okay.
no, I've played some of it. I think I got either the wrong character. I got Mose. I'm not feeling her all that much.
Wait.
Like what is it? Her or what, the story?
Well, her
What-
personality is pretty fucking bland, but I also don't like if you're in really close quarters, like you have like let's say a good shotgun and there's enemies like right around you. There's been some times when I couldn't get into my mech because you need a little bit of breathing room, and that's
Oh.
weird to me.
I guess it makes sense.
I was like, I don't give a fuck about breathing room. Let me get in my mech. That's my special. You know what I mean?
That's true, yeah.
So I don't know about that. And then I don't like hold on. Let me just say this. I'm not shitting on the game. I think the game is enjoyable. I'm still getting into it. But sometimes going even into my menu and my skill tree, I feel like there's a lag. Like even just popping
Yeah.
up the screen.
There
There's
is.
no lag
Oh, well,
for you?
Yeah.
Did
There's
you?
no lag
When's the
for
last
me.
time you played?
It was I don't know over the weekend.
Because there was
Sunday?
an update. There's
Okay,
a quick
maybe the
update.
update will fix it.
Even before the update, there's been no lag. I mean, I had the game crash once on me. There's been like a couple little bugs here and there, but nothing major except for that one crash.
I've
Yeah.
had there's
I've had a crash on me a
major
couple
lag
times.
when you're playing you go to
We got
your-
dinosaur PS4.
I
Yeah.
beat the game, and none of you guys have. So
No, I'm at the end.
Yeah, but I mean
Yeah.
that doesn't mean that it hasn't crashed on me.
Well, no, what I'm saying though is you can't say it's like it's that much when I've like, from my experience, I think it's because I'm playing on PS4 Pro.
Maybe.
That's the reason why.
Maybe.
Is that I'm not hitting the amount of bugs that most people are hitting.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I've hit a lot
At
of
least
bugs.
some.
Yeah.
But there is menu when you pull up your
Like
menu, it does take a minute to load.
Yeah,
and to
that's-
go from like one menu to
To
L1,
next-
R1.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I
why
get
that
that.
annoys me.
they
I get
fixed
it
that.
too. It
They
does take a
fixed.
while.
There was an update that kind of made it a little faster. But if you're in a multiplayer game with other people in your squad and there's a lot of stuff going on, it will lag. If you're like in an okay area, like you're safe, it'll come up pretty quick.
It's even
Well,
happened
I
to me
think-
playing solo. But
I think what it is that when you're in the menu department, your character is animated. And it does, like at least for
Yeah,
my character,
it
she
is
does
animated.
like some kind of move, and usually whenever that's happening, like she's doing her if I switch between her like power characteristics or her skill tree, it lags between it because she's like changing costumes or changing her powers in the
Yeah, they're all animated
Animation,
because they do
yeah.
their ultimate when you
So mine
pull
is-
it up.
It's a little bit, but it's not pronounced. I think it's on the Pro.
This is extra pronounced. Like I've literally sat there and like looked at like everything blink before stuff pops up, and I'm like, okay.
But the game has like 50 million guns, so
more than that.
Billion.
Yeah.
It's also the game is really big. I didn't realize how big it was until I got to what I thought was the ending, and it wasn't the ending.
They Spider-Man you.
And it was big before that. Yeah, it's I don't know. I think the problems you guys are having is because you're on the base PS4s, like those kind of problems.
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a possibility. It's just I've played plenty of games this year on the same PS4. I mean, I can even play GTA 5, another large game, or Red Dead Redemption 2.
GTA 5 came out on fucking PS3 though, so.
But this version, the PS4 version, is a huge game. Same with Red Dead Redemption 2.
It's still based on a generation ago technology.
Yeah, but the remastered version is made for the PS4 though.
But it's still based upon a generation ago technology.
Red Dead Redemption 2 was made for this one.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying, on the same console, I haven't had many of the hiccups from a pull up your menu standpoint. And it sounds like Old Ninja's having some of those too.
Yeah,
But-
I'm not the only one. There's been other people that
I've
had
had
it,
little
but there's
stuff,
been.
But I don't know if it's just mine because I have mine old and like I said, it sounds like a buzzsaw when it's fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's time to upgrade.
It could be me.
We already knew that. We already know that this
Games
games that are coming out right now are like the end of the generation.
Yep.
Right.
They're
True.
pushing the fucking shit. But like I said, my Pro is playing it fine. Maybe I'll pull it up on my fucking PS4 and see how it runs. But as far as performance goes, I've had very little problems.
Maybe the update will
But they're valid.
fix all this.
Your concerns are valid though. That you guys are seeing them. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're coming up on 6 years for the PS4.
Yeah, but at the same time, I may restart it. I may try that Siren one, the Indian Siren. What's her name?
Amara.
Yeah, I mean,
She's
maybe I'll
fucking
give
dope.
her a fucking shot.
She's pretty interesting.
None of the characters connect with me like in Borderlands 2 with Salvador quite yet, but let's see.
I'm playing as Beastmaster. I think Old Ninja is as well. I played with Zero in Borderlands 2.
Oh yeah.
I enjoy Handsome Jack in terms of a villain a little bit more than the twins that are going on right now.
That's valid.
But I'm still like, I'm gonna wait till the end before I see what's going on and everything like that. I mean, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. The commentary is hilarious. The trophies are funny. Even the achievements like Florida Man and fucking what's it, Baba Yaga and all kinds of random stuff. Like it's just like little like hints or whatever.
Can I give you guys at least like the last trophy when you beat the game? What it's called?
What?
Bye, Felicia.
Nice. See, that's
It's
good.
good.
That's good Borderlands.
Yeah.
That's good.
It's fun, creative, like writing and little like hints at stuff. So I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I don't really have any like huge issues with it. Sometimes it gets a little bit repetitive. I had to take a little bit of a break, like for a couple days, just to be like, all right, let me just fall back for a little bit or whatever, so it's not just the same whatever stuff. Because I don't want to just be all of a sudden just like playing music in the background, not hearing the storyline that's going on. But it's really fun. Even the we did find a bug the one day with me and Ninja were playing with the survival gauntlet arena thing or whatever, where it wouldn't pop at the end, but then when we played with Hobby, it actually worked. So
But that was after an updated.
okay,
as
I didn't know.
well.
Yeah, okay.
It
I didn't know it updated because it might have just did it when my
It
thing was in
updated. It's a
sleep.
quick update, but once we did that and then we played with B-Boy, then it worked fine.
Okay, but it's thoroughly fun. The guns are funny, enjoyable, and I mean it's Borderlands. If you like Borderlands, you'll like this one. If you didn't like Borderlands 2, then I mean I don't know why you would get this one.
Yeah.
Shit.
It's more of the same, but I'm thoroughly enjoying it. It's fun.
Good.
I didn't like Division 1, that's why I didn't get Division 2. That's what you do. You just don't get a game if you don't like it.
Okay.
What, Old Ninja, you loving this too, or what?
Well, I spoke on this last week already.
Oh, yeah, you guys weren't here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys weren't here, so we wanted your guys.
Yeah, I haven't beat it yet. I mean, I'll probably beat it by the end of this weekend.
I'm probably gonna beat
Everything-
it tonight.
I got to squad up.
Yeah.
Because I need to catch up because
Yeah.
I'm like,
We're-
I
I
think
think
I'm
I've
like
only
level 10
played-
or something like
I
that.
think I've only squatted up once.
We squatted. Well, this old fool was trying to deny that we squatted up as a threesome
Yeah.
or whatever. And he's like,
We
no,
did
you
that.
didn't. I was
But-
like, I was there.
And we
Yeah.
and we
No,
twitched
no,
it out.
I said more than 3 of us,
Well,
which
yeah,
has not happened.
that's your fault.
Yeah, exactly. It was 3
I bought
months.
the
I think it was
fucking
like-
game so we could fucking play with the
Well,
fuck.
here's the thing. The great thing is, I'm sure there's New Game Plus or
No, there's
Legendary
end game
or
shit.
Legendary Vault Hunter, whatever. It's not like
Mayhem or something.
Yeah, it's when you
Yeah,
beat
it's
the
not
game.
like it's not like even though Kronos has beat it, like it's not like we can't play. He can.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
I
can
know.
help. He can help me level
Yeah.
up maybe
I-
my new character.
well,
I have
what's-
2 characters already.
Well, what's great about the game is that you have 2 options when you're playing, as co-op. Can you do the traditional Borderlands way where you hop into my game? So right now I'm like level 42, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you're like a level 10 and you hop in my game, everybody in my shit's gonna be like level 41. Everything in my game is gonna be level 41 base.
Mm-hmm.
So if you play, you get shot once, you're gonna fucking die.
Yep.
But if you just sit around and just hide and get kills,
To level up
you'll
quickly.
level up fast as fuck.
Yep.
But the new way to play is like an instance play.
Yeah.
So where what I see as a level 41, you'll see as whatever your level is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that I think that way works for most people better. But at the same time, it's not gonna level you up.
Yeah. I'm
So-
I'm gonna try to go for the quick level up and
But yeah,
you
that's
know,
what
good loot.
Yeah, when I started, because when you first start the game, it asks you that question, like if you want to, either level up your characters or level match your characters, whatever. And I chose to, if I'm playing with somebody else who's higher up, I'm just gonna go with that.
Well, I did instance. So
One spoiler I gotta ask, and don't hold back on me. Is my boy Salvador in this or not? God damn it!
no, he's not that
I
I've
haven't
seen
seen
so
him.
far.
Oh my fucking God! You hurt my soul. Really?
There's a lot of
Oh my
people-
god, you hurt my soul.
Mordecai's. I mean, I was
Almost
there's a lot of
everybody
Mordecai.
else.
Shit, no.
Tiny Tina needs to be a playable. Tina
She
needs to be
really
a
does need to
character.
be,
I
yeah.
love her.
What's the guy? The black cowboy dude needs to be a playable
Oh,
character.
Clay.
Clay needs to be.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
some really good
hopefully
characters in this.
hopefully in the
Well,
next
they-
couple months they drop
They
that.
should add more characters.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
just
the
like they did with
DLC.
other Borderlands.
Apparently,
Right.
they said
Even
there's
Claptrap. I'm
2
down to
more
play with
coming.
Claptrap again.
I heard that there's 2 more coming for sure, and there will be a raid in a couple months.
Oh, holy shit!
That's
nice.
really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then it's in your best interest to follow Gearbox on Twitter because they drop a golden key each day. There's a code, and it usually has like a time limit. You have anywhere from 15 minutes to 6 hours.
Yeah,
To
I need
use
to
the
get some
code.
of those.
So, there you go.
So, I've beaten the game, and the game, to me, is the best in the series.
Ooh.
Except for, I mean, the main bosses were not as good as Handsome Jack. That's hard to beat.
Okay.
But they're easily the second best.
Okay.
Like easily the second best. And they're pretty funny, especially when they go with like their social media shit.
Yeah.
That shit gets pretty funny.
Tyrene,
Did you ever play the
fucking
the
bitch.
pre-sequel
Yes,
one?
yes.
Okay.
And it's better than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would agree. Even early on, it's better than that.
Yeah,
one. That
yeah.
one disappointed me a little bit.
Especially like the mobility thing, like really learning how to run around and slide.
Yeah.
I didn't use that for like a long time. Then once you learn how to slide with like shotguns, bro, you can fucking duck underneath some shit and just blast the shit out of
Yeah.
somebody's knees
Yeah.
and out of their fucking face. Just like, dude.
some Destiny shit.
That antagonizer fucked me up so bad. Like so
Yeah.
The
I was running
1000?
solo and I was like, I can't do
That's
this
the
solo.
Penn and
I
Teller.
did it solo. It
It's
took
fucking
me,
me
it took
up.
me 2 times. But the antagonizer 9000, right?
Yep.
Is what it's called.
That shit
That thing was
fucked me up.
fucking
funny.
crazy.
Yeah.
It is straight out of fucking Mad Max. Feel like you're in the
shit.
Thunderdome in that thing.
I have some great guns.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's like a lot of really small things they did in this game that really paid off, and like the mobility thing was one. Like the sliding was a good one, but you can go through the whole game without sliding,
Yeah.
right? But the mantling thing where you can jump up on an edge and like,
Yeah.
go up,
That's important.
and like you kind of forget that you can do it in the game. And there's like a lot of shit that you're gonna miss in the game.
Yep.
Like there's like a lot of hidden shit around that's like 3-dimensional
Mm-hmm.
that you're gonna miss, and they did a really good job of like hiding shit like that, and just like there's some parts like almost like platforming.
Yeah.
You have to get to certain shit. I thought that was really good. The fact that they have so many diversified environments were really good. You go to different planets.
Yep.
Even within some of those planets, they have different environments. There's a lot more characters in this game. A lot of characters come back. Salvador's not back, but Zero's back. Maya's back.
Mordecai.
Mordecai's back. Well, he's
Lilith.
back for a little bit.
Yeah.
Lilith's back. There's-
Zero.
Yeah. There's a
Get you
new
right.
character called Ava. She's pretty funny. She's pretty cool. It's the guns.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. The guns are so fucking awesome in this game. There's guns that literally, once they were like you start with them, when you get them, they're so OP, and eventually they become like so weak you have to let them go.
Yeah.
And it's like, I gotta put it, like, at first I started selling them, and then I was like, people are gonna want these.
Yeah.
And so I started like actually putting money into like my bank,
Yeah.
so I can like have more shit in my bank, so I can give them away. Because there's like guns that I have that are so fucking insane at that level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I can't use them anymore.
Okay.
So I gave one to Blue.
I fucking love the shit out of that gun.
Yeah. Tell them about the gun.
So basically, the gun, depending on the time of day, either it will freeze you or it'll set you on fire.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
That's
it's
kinda
fucking
cool.
dope. And fuck, what's the other thing that it has?
It has a crazy rate of fire.
Yeah, it shoots really fast and reloads really fast too.
Nice.
I think it has like maybe 46 rounds or something like that before you have to
Yeah.
reload. But it's pretty fucking insane. I love the gun, and like the critical hits are pretty accurate and everything. Yeah, it's fucking dope.
Yeah, I think it was a doll gun. As my first one, I was like, oh my god, this is like a cheat code.
Mhm.
I was fucking people up hella
Nice.
quick.
Well, yeah, because one of the like when it freezes the character, like they're just fucking there. You're basically sitting ducks, and you
Yeah, I can't do shit.
just fucking kill them.
See, I like it.
Like it freezes them. You can even like go up and melee them and shatter them, which is kind of fucking dope.
Yeah, dude, I'm gonna have to really dive in a little bit more Thursday through this weekend.
Yeah.
Bro, I have a gun that literally shoots guns.
I love that.
No, and I mean like
Yeah,
when I
it
say
does.
shoots guns, like it's like guns that you can pick up and like use.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
That's creative. I like that. Okay.
Yeah.
All
And it's
right.
not like bullshit guns.
Yeah.
You get at least one blue gun out of the fucking, because it shoots 10 guns out, and it takes like 10 iridium. But when it shoots them out, at least one is blue.
Let me start over.
So-
Let me start over with a new character and just get in the zone.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think, because I just think Mose isn't the one for me. I think that's souring some of my experience too.
Well, like, I mean, I think I explained it before, like in chat and stuff, but I picked Zane, and I don't think Zane is he's good, but he's not for everybody.
Yeah.
Because he takes a lot of work, which to me it's fine, but if someone else is playing as him, I can understand why they'd be like, oh, this guy's bullshit. Because unless you're splitting your two action skills, like he would probably suck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like he has the option, he's the only character in the game where you can have two action skills at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
but you forego a grenade, and I knew that coming in.
Yep.
But the thing is that you have to like look at the skill trees and then like really split them between like for me it's like kill skills.
Yeah.
So for me, like I put in like all this investment in like basically kill skills. So as soon as I kill somebody, I get fucking insane amounts of perks. So like the first ones that I got was like vampire. So if I kill anybody for like the next 15 seconds, like the percentage of damage that I do gets given back to me as like life.
Nice.
And then the next one was movement. So I get the same thing. When I kill somebody, I get movement back for 15 seconds. Then it was health regeneration. Then it was there's a bunch of other ones. But like basically, it's like I got 5 perks that are basically all towards kill skills.
Nice.
Reloads, gun damage, shit like that. And if you're not doing that with Zane, then if you're just going down one skill tree,
You're fucking up.
you're kind of fucked. Yeah, because like he's gonna seem like he kind of sucks. But so for me, I have like the drone and then like the digiclone.
Okay.
And the digiclone I thought was gonna move around, but he stays
Stationary.
stationary.
Kind of
Which
like
I-
Zero.
Which I thought
Yeah.
sucked at first, but you can switch back and forth between like. So if you're getting fucked up and you're far away from your clone, you can just switch places real quick.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And then,
Almost
like,
teleporting.
Yeah, and there's like there's a perk in there. It's like a secondary perk, to where when you switch places, it does like a Nova bomb.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah,
All
and
right.
so it does like more damage, and then also like when your digiclone takes damage, it gives a percentage of the damage back to you as health.
Is the level cap 50?
Yes, for now.
Yeah, it's 50, but you also have the guardian ranks.
Yeah.
So it's like you
Kinda
remember in
what
like the
they
last game, where after you pass the game,
Yeah.
you got like I think it wasn't called guardian ranks. I don't think it was. It was something
Must
else.
have been something else.
But how you
Ah.
kept playing, you kept getting like extra perks and shit.
Mhm. Yeah.
Same thing at the end of this game.
Nice.
So
Really quick, someone in the chat mentioned about mobility. There's also the ground pound,
yeah.
which was, I guess, new, where you can, if you're at a
yeah.
certain height, you jump and then hit melee and you smash the
Oh,
ground.
that's cool. I haven't done that.
That's everyone. Everyone has this
Everyone
ability.
uses
They talk to you about it.
And some of your Iridian artifacts actually enhance that.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
And
But
same
you
with
have
the
to.
slide.
Yeah, you have to get the artifact first, which is you get after your second vault, which is kind of, depending on what you do, can be farther in the game.
Okay.
So I think Stitch and I should talk about the Beastmaster, because sometimes I feel like Beastmaster is kind of cheating a little bit, because like your beast, if you go down, your beast can get you back up. You don't need
That's
anyone
kinda
else.
cool.
Yeah, you have to unlock this skill though, because it doesn't know that first. But if you get, if you
he'll
get
get
it,
you back up.
he
If
gets
he
you back
goes
up.
down, if you can like sort of give him the second chance,
Yeah,
or second
get
win
him back
if you
up.
kill somebody. So it's like I've been cruising along with the beast thing, except when I get to like certain characters, like because I like the slag like wolf thing. So if it's an airborne like those little pterodactyl things, then he's kind of useless. But there's like 3 animals you can choose from. It's like him. There's a monkey guy that has
the Goku monkey.
Yeah, he's got a pistol or upgrade to an SMG or then a shotgun.
You
and then
upgrade
there's,
shotgun,
like,
then SMG.
Yeah, then there's this like pterodactyl thing that'll just like kind of
Fucking
dive
Eagle
bomb
Steve.
into people or whatever.
Oh,
that
the
are-
rack.
Yeah,
So
the
that's a
rack.
skill, but there's also the other one is the spider thing. What the fuck they call it?
Yeah.
I forgot. They look like they have the they're usually on Pandora's. They look like spiders. Those things. You have one of those,
Yeah.
and you can upgrade that to like basically like a queen from fucking Aliens because it looks like that shit. But she spits out fucking
Hot fire like Dylon.
she can switch, I guess, and she can do a bunch of shit too. But I'm running the Goku monkey, where he has I upgraded him to where he has the SMG, but his power when I command him to shoot someone, he pulls out a fucking rocket launcher out of his fucking boxers, and he shoots 3 super high damages rockets. Like
Nice.
you can fuck people up.
God
Like he
damn.
can literally take out like a low level enemy like
Maybe
with
I
one
need to
one
use this
command.
character.
I'm using the stalker skills tree for now, but I'm trying to unlock other skill trees, other skills for my loadout. Because you have your loadout, right? You can have your ultimate and then skills from other trees as part of your loadout. However, you need to add skill points to those trees to unlock those skills to add to your loadout.
Gotcha.
So that's what I was trying to tell you about your mech chick Mose.
Yeah.
You may need that to help you wreck more as Mose
Yeah, maybe.
to do some shit. You have to like manage your skills. Like Cronus was talking about this before we started the game. Pay attention to your skills, know what's best for you and how you play,
Yeah.
and then build your loadout according to that. And I did that with my stalker, because with the stalker class with the Beastmaster, I can go invisible for like 30 to 35 seconds. When you first do it, your first unlock, your first 3 hits are critical, no matter where you hit them. Now I'm at the point where every hit
God
while I'm
damn.
invisible is critical. So if there's weapons that give critical like bonuses, like extra
double
ammo,
up.
extra damage, like whatever kind of effect, whatever, every critical hit from that weapon will like multiply in damage or whatever's going on.
I got something for you.
There's
I got
all
this
kinds of
gun.
shit.
I got a
Also,
couple guns.
also, what's his name? The old pissed off dude at the bottom. He buys shit.
Earl.
Yeah, Crazy Earl.
Yeah.
He sells his specific.
Dumb shit.
His shit is specific. He has anointed weapons. Pay attention to those because each weapon is anointed in some way, shape, or form, and some of them are class specific.
Okay.
So if they're anointed for whatever class, they will have additional perks. If they're just anointed only, then you can use it for anybody. But
Well,
there'll be ones that will say for each class.
You can still use them. So I have a shotgun. That's
yeah,
a really
you
good
can still
shotgun.
use them, but
That's anointed for Beastmaster, but that shit was dope for me. It
Yeah.
just didn't give me the extra perk
yeah,
for
but,
Beastmaster.
but those extra perks, or some of them are fucking like I have an anointed weapon that's like level 25. I'm level 34, or no, I'm 39. I'm level 39, and that weapon still fucks up because my skill tree adds to those perks. So it's just crazy. I don't know how I've used Amara a little bit. I'm still trying to figure her out. So
Okay.
we'll see.
Well, obviously this is gonna be an ongoing thing. But let's round it on up for today though. Stitch, what you got populating?
Wait, before we do the roundtables, happy birthday to Will Smith. Today's his birthday.
There you go.
That,
Turn
oh,
51.
Genie.
Are you getting
I
jiggy with it?
I watched one of
Maybe.
his like red table things or whatever.
Oh, and his wife?
Yeah, it's a really good like little sit down thing. It's
Is-
like him and his family get together and just like talk about like stuff.
Have you watched like why they came about?
No, I just watched one episode like late last night. I was like, this is pretty actually interesting. And he was talking about like how he gained weight or whatever. And
Yeah.
with the muffins and shit.
So he like him and
Jada Pinkett.
Jada.
yeah Jada, they almost like broke up because like he was doing so many fucking movies and shit, and she was basically at home and she wasn't doing it. So basically she gave up like her
Her
life,
career. Yeah.
and like they figured out you gotta read about the story or watch it.
Okay.
But they figured out how like, and part of that is like the red table thing or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
It's like them doing that, and like now they alternate when the new movie. So now you see how she's like back in, you know, doing acting again because she wasn't acting for a long time because she was taking care of the kids, and now she's getting back into it.
Yeah,
But
I literally it popped up on my like Facebook thing, and I was like, oh okay, and I watched it. And I was like, this is actually really good. Like in terms of like all those like reality family shows that they put out, like I would actually really watch one with Will Smith, Jada, and the kids or whatever like that. It sounds interesting.
I don't give
to
a
me.
fuck about his kids.
No,
I'm just saying.
I don't care about the
Fucking
kids.
kids.
It would just be interesting to me to see how he interacts with him being, because I mean, like we talked about on weeks before or whatever. We've always seen him as a teenager and just being a crazy fucking hilarious fool or whatever. So it's interesting to see him as, we know he's a father, yes, biologically, but it'd be interesting to see him be fathering in his role, like in real life and stuff like that. So I was always kind of interested in that. But it was really interesting to see.
You should check out his YouTube channel. His YouTube channel is pretty cool too, because I guess he's trying to do a bucket list basically of knocking all the stuff off his bucket list. Okay. And like one of the things he does is he not skydive, he bungee jumps. Okay. In one of the videos, and he does something else which is pretty cool. But yeah, it's pretty cool to watch him do his thing.
Doesn't Jada have her own show? She has a show on Facebook Watch.
That's what he's talking about.
That's exactly what he mentioned.
Okay.
Hey,
Stitch.
welcome to 5 minutes ago.
Stitch, what you got populating this week? Goddammit.
Ooh, wow. Just doing random honeydew stuff or whatever around the house. Yeah, baby list is always hilarious. I mean, feeling the baby. I always try to ask the Lilo what Storm ate today and stuff like that, and just trying to be like cute and funny, and then handling like random ass responsibilities around the house, doing stuff that doesn't make any sense, but just doing it just to fucking alleviate fucking stress. So that's pretty much my life right now, understandably.
Old Ninja, what you got?
More Borderlands. Doing more Borderlands, some Gears 5, maybe squeezing some Control, just a bunch of gaming. Worked the waiting last weekend, which worked out pretty good, but we'll see how it works out. But yeah, that's kind of about... Oh, so I kind of wanted to see how Titan Season 2 is going. And I've seen, there's like, I guess they're doing the weekly thing. I've seen the first 2 episodes, and it still kind of feels the same. So I'm just like,
Yeah, because they brought in like Superboy and.
So
Wonder
I haven't
Girl.
seen the Superboy episode. They've finished off their story from season 1, which they should have did as a finale, and then kind of restarted because now they have their Titans Tower in San Francisco. So that's where I'm at now. No, it's in it literally
Big
looks
W.
nah,
Titan West.
Yeah. No, it's in like one of the buildings, like an actual like one of the famous buildings there, like Transamerica building or some shit like that.
Good
So-
shit. Cronus, what you got?
I was gonna say it wasn't in Teen Titans. Didn't they have like a giant E for Titan East or whatever?
I thought it was a T.
I thought it was a T.
No. For the Titans they had one, but then there was another. The Titans that had like they had the Minus and such and Aqualad and Bumblebee. Wasn't their tower a different letter?
I feel like you might be right on that.
It was either
I can't
an E
remember
or
what
a
it
B
was.
or something like that. I gotta look that up.
Cronus, what you got?
I'm taking next week off. I decided to take next week off today. So that's how my boss was like, yeah, I see that we have people staff next week, so I'm not going to come in. So,
Very good.
hopefully I do some more work on the shed, and I got to get my M roaster up and running again and play some more Borderlands.
There you go. New Game Plus shit. Blue, what you got?
No, not New Game Plus. They have an end game thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
There's like you
Well,
don't
like
need
it
to-
keeps going.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Like once you go to like the something star 9,000 or some shit, I went there and I passed one wave and I died. I was
Ooh.
like, damn, I feel like a bitch.
Can you go to the
Hurt.
beginning though again, or no? That's
Yeah,
the
you can, but
Okay.
I think. But the end game, you don't really,
You
you
don't
don't
want
really
to.
need to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
The end game seems pretty long.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Blue, what you got?
This weekend I got a gig to do a little bartending. I'm doing a family, I guess, barbecue or something like that. They want a bartender, so I'm gonna be mixing drinks, which is It's gonna be interesting.
You're gonna make sure
hungry.
everybody has an old fashioned, no matter what
That's
the
it,
fuck they
everybody-
order.
What? Can I get a margarita? Oh, you want an old fashioned? Okay, I got you.
An old-fashioned margarita.
It's like that episode of The Simpsons when they go to Australia and Marge wants some water.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, you want a beer? He's like, no, I want water. Oh, beer. She's like, no, WATRBEER. I'm be like that, but no. So it's just a little side thing I'm doing, but I got a few home improvement stuff I gotta do. I'm gonna try to install my first light switch in our fucking closet because right now our walk-in closet has like a little pull string, and that shit bugs me because every time I walk in, I'm looking for a goddamn light switch. I'm like, I'm gonna try to put in a fucking light switch in this closet.
You need electrical line? So I have like.
Yeah,
There's some right there.
I might have to borrow some.
That's
But,
like heavy duty, but. you
Yeah,
can
that
do
might be too much.
No, just cut it. But I mean.
No, I mean like it might be the gauge might be too much
yeah,
for
it's,
you.
it's heavy duty because
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
for a dryer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah.
have the thin stuff.
Okay, yeah. So I'm just doing a little home improvement around the house and going to play Borderlands. So hopefully I can squat up you mofos so I can build up my shit. But I haven't even left fucking First Planet yet.
Unite
so.
the 4.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, so I'm basically I feel like I'm like in oh god, what's the name of that book? Ready Player One, where I'm just sitting on one fucking planet. I haven't even left the goddamn planet yet. I haven't
you
even
ain't got
been
enough
doing
money?
shit. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't have enough money to leave planet yet, but hopefully I can finally leave the goddamn main
man,
planet.
you need to listen to Awaken Online. Can somebody please read that fucking book? Books, Awaken Online. Y'all gotta read it or fucking listen to it. However the fuck. It's up there with Ready Player One for me. It's my favorite like new book series.
I'll check it out.
Awaken Online. Check it out.
And how many series? I mean, how many books are in the series?
There's 6, but there's 4 main books and like 3. I'm sorry, I guess 7. I think there's 4 main books and like 3 side quests.
I'll check it out.
So,
Book.
yeah.
Good shit. I'm definitely getting into some Borderlands. I did check out one episode of Dark Crystal. I don't know if that's my shit, man. That's some weird shit.
Yeah, you got to keep watching.
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't think that's my shit at
Just
all.
keep you
Yeah.
watch one?
Yeah, that pilot did not hit me at all. But it is what it is. And then we didn't mention it, but we have a fucking release date for Last of Us 2, so I'm fucking hyped for that.
When
shit.
is it?
February 21st of 2020.
2020. That's very near Death Stranding, right?
Yeah, it's like 2.
No. Death Stranding is
Is it-
November.
Yeah, November. It's before Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Oh,
Cyberpunk's in
Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
April. Very early April.
All right, take us on out.
So Teen Titans East, they did have a T-Tower. It was on the side of a mountain in the franchise. It was in
Alright.
Teen Titans Go where they were traveling. They were driving from A to B, and spot B was a B tower.
Fuck that show. Anyway,
Fuck your show.
check us out on the interwebs with @BThanBTI. It's BTHANBTI on Twitter. Check us out on YouTube, Black and Black Times Infinity. Check us out on Player FM, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts. Go on there, rate us, leave us 5 stars, leave a comment. And then on Radio Republic, and then our official website, binhatproductions.com/BThanBTI. And then on Amazon, we have an app in there as well. And Twitch.
Demon Slayer finale is this week.
Shit, finale?
Yeah.
What?
And it's coming to Toonami.
Impeach that fool.
Damn.
Takashi, get on it.
Takashi. How you?
Takashi 69. Snitching on everybody.